All right, y'all. That's what we know. Let's get it.
So 6.
What up, what up, what up?
What up, though? We back.
Behind it is your homeboy, DJ Jig Tight.
It's your boy, Rob.
This is what we know, baby.
Yeah, we back. You know, it's going about, what, 2 weeks? You know what I'm saying? We back, you know what I'm saying? We had to, you know what I'm saying, take care of some things, you know, in our personal life. But, you know, we back. Yeah. You been, DJ?
Shit, I've been chilling. I went to my daughter's graduation last weekend. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? Shit,
Congrats to her.
Man. Yep, she graduated. Got a bachelor's in social science. So she's officially a social worker now, I guess. She has her bachelor's in that. So it was pretty cool. She graduated from Tennessee State. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Went
Shout
down
out
there.
to TSU? Yeah, TSU.
Yep. Went down there. I went to check out Nashville. And that shit reminded me of 1985 Detroit.
Yeah.
They so damn behind on they shit, man. That shit look outdated like a motherfucker. I was like, God, did we just go right back? I thought I went back to 1985, man. That shit's crazy.
I don't know why when you said Nashville, I immediately thought about Steve Harvey, Kings of Comedy. He was like, Nashville? What your ass doing in Nashville? Right.
But all in all, it was pretty cool, man. It was all right. I got a chance to, witness my daughter making it her third level of getting up there and then in the adult world.
Right.
So it was pretty cool. I took my mom with me too, so that was really dope. Took my mom with me, and then we came back here. I was glad to come back. I was really glad to come back here though. I was ready to get back to work and do whatever I needed to do, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this damn weather to just
kick in.
I'm ready for it to go already.
Yeah.
I'm done with damn winter, man.
Yeah, man. Can never get used to fucking snow. Been a Michigan all my life. Still can't get used to that shit.
Yeah. I can deal. I don't know if it's the snow or if it's the bitterness. I have no idea which one it is, but it's yeah, I'm about over it. However, whenever you go to them other cities though and you get a chance to see those floods when it rains or tornadoes or hurricanes, and that's what make me want to come right on back to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I be like, I deal with the snow.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
the only thing.
Yeah, I can't deal with I can't deal with the other shit. Hurricanes and hell no. You right. I'm good with Michigan.
Yep. Got a chance to catch up on some shit, Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the Kevin Hart?
No, not yet. I really want to see that.
Real life?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I heard it was good.
That was the best. You know what I really liked about what Kevin Hart did this time? Yeah, not only did he show his chops, I mean, he already in a couple of movies, he already showed how he can act. You know, do serious roles. But you notice every time he become like he partnered with somebody, he always got to be the comic relief or something like that. Yeah. This time he wasn't. This time he was
serious.
Man, it was just dope. And he had a heavyweight playing his co-star. Wesley. So, and Wesley was the fuck up. That was the crazy part. Wesley was the fuck up, and he played a comedian. So, and Wesley was the brother. He was his brother, and he was the fuck up. Man, you just got to see it. Every episode is out cold. Kevin Hart did his thing. You always got some damn haters. You always got haters. You always got people that hate. But for the most part, he did a spectacular job. I'm still not finished. I'm not finished watching it. I'm in episode 3 or 4. I can't remember which one, but it's dope.
Yeah,
it's dope, man.
That's you seen King Richard?
King Richard was another dope one.
Dope ass Will Smith did his motherfucking thing on that.
Oh man, yeah. And you got haters on that, man. I could not believe the type of hate he was getting though.
What?
So people were saying that movie shouldn't have been about him. It should have been about his.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's man.
Like what kind of shit?
Why
is
not?
This? And they didn't really have, that's that feminist shit.
Yeah,
that's that feminist shit. It was no reason. But the thing is about what I liked about the movie was that Will Smith, when he act, man, you can't see Will Smith.
No, yeah.
You actually can see the person that he portrays. So even like he had got the father's accent down.
Man,
he got
his
walk.
Yeah,
and then the movie was really at a point where it gave as much truth about what that man had to go through.
Yeah.
And what his daughters had to go through, it wasn't just about him, it was about their family. And the other part that made it really, really great was because they showed the strength of their mom. Like you never hear too much about the mom and how much like she really was involved in them when it came down to school, sports. But it came down to when it came down to the tennis, because she was a tennis player also, a great tennis player. And when the father had to go with one of the daughters because they got kind of split, I don't want to tell the story, but but they got kind of split. Serena went to the pros already. What she got pro? Yeah, she went to the pros. She wasn't. Was it pros yet?
No, it wasn't a pro, like a junior pro.
It was a junior. It was like the juniors. Yeah. She went to the juniors, and the guy didn't want Serena. So they didn't even know how to tell Serena that the guy didn't want her. So they did it in a way where it was just dope. Because the mom, while he went and did his thing with
Venus, was the
she was the first one that broke out.
Yeah.
But while that was happening, mom was working with Serena. It was just dope how they took on whatever they had to take on. And they showed the father's flaws, but they also showed how he prevailed through those flaws also. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was a pretty dope one. Another movie. I dug it, but it's just funny to me. Halle Berry. She played it's on Netflix. Bruised.
Play another bad mom role.
That was funny how they said that. But she played a MMA fighter.
Okay.
She was an MMA fighter, and it was one thing I could say about Halle Berry is that she's another one that she's a very great actor. You couldn't see her. You seen the person that she was portraying, and I was like, wow. And like she was looking I was like, as beautiful as Halle Berry is, she can play the ugliest damn people.
Still look attractive.
Crack it, and you still be like,
fuck
damn.
that.
But that was pretty dope too. But she wasn't the star of the movie. Yeah. It was the little boy.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
You gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it.
And I ain't gonna get too much up, but the little boy he was dope.
Yeah.
He was really, really dope, man. That's a good movie too.
We're going one last movie.
No, go ahead.
But House of Gucci, I want to see that shit.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I haven't seen it. Do they have it on HBO?
I think so. I heard it was good as fuck.
Oh, I definitely want to see that. For one, I'm really a fan of Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is very talented.
Yeah,
in every which way. She always have a different look. She's very creative, and from what the little bit that I saw, she played Old Girl Out Cold. And it's funny because Lady Gaga, you can tell Lady Gaga is damn Italian. She got that big old Italian nose.
Yeah, man.
But I definitely want to see that one.
Dope, I want to see it.
Did you see this will be the last one, but did you see The Harder They Fall? Oh man, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that.
That's on Netflix too. That's with Idris Elba.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, Regina.
That was good as fuck.
Yeah, Regina King.
Oh man, that was good as fuck.
My man was
Cole, especially at the end.
Dion Cole, man. He was. I did not know. I said, damn, it was something about. You know what made me say, damn, that's Dion Cole. When he sat there and he was like talking like, I ain't gonna do. He was like, I ain't gonna be taking your shit. Da da da. He was talking. Then the camera, you know, when it pans out and he wasn't talking to nobody, he was talking to himself. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say to him. I said, damn, that was Dion Cole. He did his thing, man.
He had a good cast, man. Good ass.
Oh
cast.
Man, they had a great cast, bro. They had a spectacular cast. It was just, and it was dope how they ended up paying homage to a lot of people. For one, all those folks that they had portrayed, even though the movie was fictional, the characters, the people were actually real people. So at the end of the movie, if you've seen the end of the movie, they were showing you who those folks were. And the craziest part about it was the majority of folks were Native American. It was just dope to see what they did. Even, it's like, I had to watch, I think I watched it twice already, but you have to watch it multiple times to catch out some of the nuances they did. They tried not to give it away. They try to get you to discover it, like on the train. When, if you look at the train, they had they paid homage to old boy, the one that died. What's his name? He played the character of James Brown. He was
you talking about
what's his name? Chadwick.
Boseman.
They had the train that was named Boswick or some shit like that. It was if you see it, it has his name on there, man. That was the name of the train, and there's a couple other things that they did too, man. But if you didn't get a chance to actually watch that, please. All three of those, four of those movies that we named, man. Get out there and watch them, man. Yeah, most definitely.
So let's get started. Here's some. We've been going for a while, so we got some current events. Also, we're gonna talk about some things that's been happening in the last few weeks. Gonna talk about unfortunate death about young Dolph, and we're gonna talk about this past Verzuz. Versus what? Bone Thugs and Harmony, 3-6 Mafia. But the first thing we want to talk about, we want to talk about the unfortunate situation that happened in Oxford High School. This story is just fucked up all around. For those that don't know, was it Wednesday or something?
When it occurred?
Yeah. So whatever, it happened this week. Was
it this week?
It was this week. It happened a few days ago.
Damn.
So,
time is just flying, man.
Yeah.
Time is just flying.
No, it was a shooting that happened at Oxford High School. 15-year-old kid. What's his name? I don't know the kid.
Yeah, we got it all into the story.
We're gonna look at a video on it.
It was 4 people that was
four people.
4 kids.
4 kids
that was murdered.
First it was 3, then they said 7 was just wounded. I guess 4 teenagers.
Including the teacher, right?
Yeah, teacher was wounded. Then the fourth kid died the next day. At that time he was in critical condition. So
let's get some thoughts on it right quick before we get into the story. So the development right now is that the young man that the shooter, his parents have also been charged. They've been charged with second degree murder. It's second degree. They couldn't get charged with first degree. They had it's involuntary manslaughter.
Okay.
So, and they also were charged. There's a couple of charges that they had. They had about 5 charges, I think. Neglect. But the most important thing was that what happened was, and I think they tried to even put the whole fleeing thing. No, I don't think they even tried to do that. But I know this morning I saw the news, and they also had a bond of. They gave the parents when they at the arraignment this morning. They gave them $500,000 bond, which they ain't gonna be able to come up with that.
No.
However, it's to me it's kind of crazy to go that route. I know most people are saying that yes, those parents should be charged with the murder of those kids, also along with their son.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people that are saying that they're just as guilty as him, but you also have a lot of media that's working a lot of people's thoughts, because people are actually giving emotional standpoint, where it doesn't, in my opinion, when you start making and you try to give your opinion based off of your emotions, the people that's in charge, they have their influence. When they can influence people to start thinking emotionally, once they start talking about laws and things like that, this is how they get us to trap our own selves. And one of the things that people are now understanding is that a lot of this is wrapped around gun laws. A lot of this stuff is wrapped around, especially in Michigan, because what they're doing is right now, if you see, and we're going to show you two different stories. Same story, but they got different takes, different spins on them. And one of the things that we have to stop doing is, citizens, in my opinion, we have to stop listening and thinking the first thing that people tell us is true.
Facts.
We have to be more skeptical on what people are saying. And you got to be way more skeptical on the source that these things are coming off of. So one of my things is that I do believe that the parents should be held responsible, but I also think that it still should be fair across the board, because whatever they do to those parents, they're going to start doing to all other parents too. Whatever they start doing as far as making these laws, y'all remember, these are the things that they're doing. Incidents like this one, incidents like the one 2 months ago, and months and months ago before then. They're going to start getting people emotionally involved, and that's not a good way for us to start when the elections and things like that come up, for us to get involved like that.
Yeah,
it goes to the same thing when people started, when they did the catastrophic insurance, right?
Yeah, yep.
Everybody was like, well, Michiganders are paying the most probably in the United States in insurance, and we need to lessen their insurance and things like that. So what we're going to do is pass a law where we can take away the costs, because we're making people pay for something that they may not be involved in, like catastrophic. And they touched the catastrophic part of the insurance. And they like, you paying more. And I kept telling people, leave that catastrophic alone, because the most that you will pay for catastrophic is $98, $100 a year. Think about that. Slice that up into 12 months. How much is that really? Think about that. People didn't want to listen to me. Look what happened now. They got rid of it. Now we got people that actually need that was being taken care of by their insurance company through the catastrophic law. They cut it all in half now. Now these people can't get anything now. And that's how they do gun laws and all these other laws. If we fall into that, instead of us looking at things with our emotions, we need to start looking at them through logic.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, when I first heard this story, I ain't gonna lie, man, that shit was really heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because like all the mass shooting that I heard about, that we all heard about, this one really hit home. Maybe because it's in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? It's in Michigan. So like you said, like this is why I like talking to a DJ, because I could overreact. I could easily like overreact on something. Then once you start breaking things down, and that really makes sense. Now my perspective changed just a little bit. I was when I first heard about the parents, I was like, yeah, they need to be charged. They need to go to jail. All this other stuff. But like you said, okay, if they're gonna do this, they gotta be fair. They gotta treat this, have the same energy towards other parents. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate, man. But what I feel like who should be taking the most accountability is the fucking school system, because this is at the point now. This is a known thing that we keep hearing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of society love to give school a lot of credit on a lot of things, but at this situation, though, the school system need to be taken more accountable, because at the end of the day, they supposed to look after for these kids, especially if these parents is out here, trusting these school system to make sure their kids get the proper education and making sure they in a safe environment.
But look at the children that do it, man. Listen, if we go back and we could probably do a show on it, we can pull stories of each one of these school shootings, because it ain't a whole lot of them. Trust me, we can pull them. It's not a whole lot of them, and every one of these cats that you find out that's doing these school shootings, they were some kind of kid that was very troubled. And, pretty much think about when we was in high school, right? When you was in high school, you always had the weirdo. You always had the popular kid, both athletic kid, smart. You had all these different kids. We all going around here, and this is that was our society. High school was our society. And we was put into these different categories. Then you had the one, I probably was one of the guys I was a little bit of everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had all my friends were, from athletes to, band and scientists. They were smart, awkward, but a lot of these dudes wasn't none of that. They were just awkward. They wasn't smart and awkward. They wasn't popular. It wasn't, none of these things was there. So then when you sit back like now, this particular story, wait till they start, because they already developing. What was it that caused this boy to even snap to that point? And if people say it doesn't matter, then okay.
Definitely do matter.
It does matter, because you have to find out you have to tackle the problem. One of the things I say on the behalf of the parents is that, yes, they have to be accountable, just like a lot of other parents. However, when you start saying, just put them in jail, like the bond, I think that bond that those parents got is totally outrageous and ridiculous. $500,000, $500,000 for taxpayers, homeowners. Like they were trying to, they trying to leave. They was trying to flee.
Yeah, I was definitely one of them.
What the fuck? Where they gonna go?
I'm like, them niggas going to Ohio.
They gonna really get caught in Ohio. Nigga ain't nothing but nigga. By the time you get to Sandusky, you already caught.
Yeah, for sure.
They got speed traps all through Ohio. That'll be the worst place to go. Where else they gonna try to go? Where can you go? What, you gonna go up north? Where you gonna go? You gonna go west? You gonna go to Illinois? Where are they gonna go? Their son is here. What they gonna do? We just gonna flee our fucking and leave our son? That ain't how this go. They had to get their affairs together. They like, shit, I didn't think the motherfuckers were gonna charge us. Why? Because they don't normally do that. They don't just sit back and say, well, we're going to charge the parents. But you hear people on social media, people on the news, you hearing all these people, they need to charge the parents and this and that. Oh, see, you emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Yes, they should be able to charge the parents, but you ain't going to charge the parents with
a lot of that
second-degree murder right off the damn rip. What kind of bullshit is that?
But a lot of that, like you talked about before we got on live, the media, from what I heard from the media, they bought the gun for the boy. They found
and then what the other story say?
Yeah, we're gonna show y'all.
We're gonna show them.
Yeah, we're gonna show
two
y'all
different stories.
Two different stories. So, yeah, man. Yeah, this shit is just crazy. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my mind.
So think about if they charge those
situation.
parents, we might have to pull the stories up of recent stories of kids shooting themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't charge the parents. Kids shooting their brother or sister. Parents didn't get charged.
The kids robbing.
All kind of shit.
Yeah.
A kid go out there, 14-year-old, go out there, shoot somebody at a damn gas station. That's all too familiar.
Yeah.
They don't charge the mama or the dad for that.
You're right.
So once we start talking about charging parents and stuff like that, I get it. Those parents need to be held accountable. And it does have to be something where, y'all should have been more, because my whole thing is that they were just neglectful. You're not going to sit back and tell me that those doggone parents just sat back and said, yeah, son, I'm going to give you this gun and I want you to go ahead and go to school with it.
Right.
Did you have your gun? Like, you hear all these different stories and you're like, wait a minute. People are just saying whatever they want to say right now.
If it was really that deep, the parents would have just went to the school.
Allow it to go through court, though. Yeah. Even like now, they're being charged with it. I mean, I still personally would say it's kind of unfair for the bond. But, okay, if you're going to charge their ass with goddamn manslaughter, okay, all right. But don't keep them in jail. Let them get their fucking affairs together. I know somebody will sit back and say, well, those kids didn't get a chance to get their affairs together. Right. But the one that pulled the trigger was who?
Son.
He's in jail. He got to go through trial. Yeah. That's just what the world is about. If we start doing shit and trying to be liberal on shit, everybody, look, that's communistic right there. If you just sit back and say, fuck court, they just need to send them to jail. What if they can do that to us then?
Be fucked up.
Everything could be fucked up. Yeah. That's why they say no due process. If we go across that whole thing of due process, then guess what? The world can be a whole lot worse for us too. We will be just giving our rights away.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that don't believe everything that you see. Let the shit unfold before you start going out here giving your opinion, which evidently it does matter now.
Yeah.
500,000.
That is kind of crazy for a crime that you didn't do. Yeah.
500,000.
We got somebody in the chat.
My baby out here. She said it was not second degree. It was involuntary manslaughter. That's second degree, baby. Second degree murder.
Yeah.
Involuntary manslaughter, second degree. But what we looking at though,
and R.I.P. to the kids that lost their life. I mean,
absolutely. That's where the focus needs to be on, man. Is the families that have to go through that. The courts they got who they got in there. You got to let that.
Yeah.
You got to let it play out now.
I as a parent, and we both are dads. I can't even fucking imagine dropping my kid off to school, getting a phone call, talking about it's been an incident.
Let me ask you a question. Your daughter is 14, 15, 16. Your daughter.
Yeah.
And she went into the school and shot or stabbed up 3 or 4 students. How would you deal with that shit?
First thing first, I need to tell. I would want her to tell me the truth so I could have her back. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, tell me what.
But you don't get a chance to talk to her now. Yeah. When you find out your daughter is gone.
Is gone.
She already. They got her in. They got her right there in the whole hookup.
I mean, I'm gonna be down for
like old boy. He had the whole. That's why when we was talking, it was like the father said this, and then they said the mama had text and all this. It's too late once it's done. They don't see it. They ain't get a chance to see their son no more. He out of there.
Yeah.
And so now that happened. What do you do now?
And I know I'm about to get charged.
We don't know yet. I'm talking about you just found out your daughter is.
I mean, realistically, you know, that situation, you gonna be in shock. You in shock. So you need some time to really just think of some shit, just to wrap around your mind like, damn, what the fuck is going on right now?
And then next thing you know, 48 hours later, you being charged.
Damn.
You being charged.
Damn.
16.
I'm definitely gonna be
15, 16.
I'm definitely losing my shit.
You've had some issues. You know that your daughter has some issues, but you didn't know.
We gotta get the fuck out of here. Damn. Goddamn.
We going to Ohio.
Fuck, we gotta go somewhere.
You see what I'm saying?
And think of some shit.
Somebody that you gave life to.
Yeah. You gotta have that back regardless. Yeah.
And now everybody on you. Evidently you didn't do what you supposed to have did as a father.
Damn.
You knew that it was knives in the house.
Damn.
You knew she was having problems.
Yeah. Well, in some cases parents don't know the kid having problems. Most cases, shit.
It don't matter. Ain't nobody hearing what you. All they see is that you was out there and you had a bunch of knives in your kitchen. You ain't supposed to be having no damn knives in the kitchen, knowing that your daughter was having issues.
Damn.
And she went over there and stabbed up. I'm not giving you something that's not realistic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember them twins. Downtown, them twins messed around and they stabbed up all them girls. They fucked around. It was what school was this? This was like you probably in junior high school when this happened, or probably high school.
Oh yeah, I definitely know. I never heard of them shit like that.
Yeah, and both of them twins. If I can pull it up later, I'm gonna pull it up. But they messed around, and it's a whole bunch of shit where kids that went to school. Like, this is the thing. Oxford is one thing. Like, I went to Cooley in the 90s, in the 80s. Anybody that ever went to that school, they gonna tell you, bro. Guess what that school had when we walked in?
Metal detectors.
Not just that.
What?
We had a police station in there.
Damn.
A mini police station in our school. That wasn't the only one. Why would we have a mini police station in our school? Because we had a lot of school shooting. Had a lot of motherfuckers getting robbed.
Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers getting beat up, jumped on, shot.
Yeah.
Even though we had a police station and a school, do you know that we still have people getting shot in the school?
Yeah, but they don't call
Mackenzie.
them. Yeah. They don't call them mass shooters though.
Henry Ford.
Yeah.
You just showed me some shit where all these schools right now, Kim Worthy is charging these students. I'll pull it up later.
Yeah. And this shit, I remember, quick little story. I remember when I was in high school, shout out to Southfield High. Everybody that went to Southfield High with me know this story. I remember it was a bomb threat. And I remember getting a text message from my mom telling me, hey, it's helicopters and shit at your school. Y'all on the news and shit. I'm like, damn, well, for what? I guess somebody, been a bomb threat or some shit. And I ain't gonna say her name, but young lady.
Well, she just wanted to get the day off?
I don't know, bro. It's crazy. I ain't never seen her ass. I don't think a lot of people seen her ass before, bro. You know what I'm saying? But she basically, called the schools, talking about, man, I got all type of shit hooked up in that bitch. And one button, this bitch is gone. You know what I'm saying? You know us, man, niggas, you hear some shit, getting the fuck up out of here.
But that was dumb of her.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 2010.
How did she do it? She wrote a letter? Or did she?
No, she called that motherfucker, called the school. This is some dumb shit. And we, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, we was like, man, and the school tell us don't stay in the schools.
Did she call it on a cell phone?
I don't know, bro.
That was
she
cool.
Probably.
They called Sprint, was like, who just did this shit?
Probably use a payphone.
Right, boy. If they had a payphone, you can actually do something back then with a pay. You can't do it with all these damn cameras you got now.
No. But yeah, man, niggas got the fuck on. Like, they was telling us they don't go nowhere, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When niggas got the fuck on. I remember my mom was mad that I fucking left school. I'm like, Mom, you just told me there's been a bomb there. Why would I stay here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't staying in the school.
Right. You know the fuck on. But no, but you get the fuck on.
Come on, let's be real, dog. You was ready to get the fuck on anyway.
Hey, that just gave me an excuse. It wasn't an excuse. Because honestly, nobody wasn't really scared. We were like, man, right? This is the time to leave school. Let's leave now, nigga. We gonna fucking crowd it up in the car.
I was like, hell man.
We about to go to what's in their house, play video games, smoke weed, all type of shit. Like,
I can just imagine the teacher coming was like, listen, nobody get alarmed.
Man, they ain't even do that shit.
They didn't even want to tell y'all, did they?
We knew about it, but it wasn't like, nigga, we was just chilling like, damn, man, who this bitch church?
Wait,
man,
you went to
I went to South
one on Evergreen? Is it 12 Mile?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. Because they had the Academy, right? They had the one on
12 Mile.
Is it close to 12 Mile? Not on 12 Mile.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I know which one. Yeah, because they had two Southfield Highs. They had Southfield Lathrop, and then they had the Academy. Okay.
No. Hell no. I'm tripping, bro. 12 Miles Lathrop.
That's what I said. They had.
Yeah, I went to Southfield High School.
Oh, okay.
High school. Yes. Yeah,
which one? That's on where? On Evergreen?
That's on
the academic one.
No, the main school. You got me about to.
I'm all screwed up, man. Y'all had all that damn Southfield shit.
In my whole high school. But yeah, man. Anyways, nigga.
No, I know the Southfield high school because they had Southfield Lathrop and Southfield High School.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Southfield High. All right.
Now it's just Southfield High School. Ain't no more Lathrop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's why I'm like,
ain't no more Lathrop.
All right.
But yeah, man, that shit was fucked up, man. Like, but yeah, they just really gave us an excuse to leave that bitch, bro.
I wish a motherfucker was dumb enough to do some shit like that because I sure been up out of there. See,
but she was like arrested like hours later.
I guess when I went to high school, I don't remember my parents ever have. Oh, watch this.
My bad.
I don't remember my parents. They very seldom even came up to my school in high school. High school, it was just, it wasn't the same thing. Like junior high school is when I had to do all of that dealing with. But as far as high school, because I was barely there. I mean, in the 10th grade, I was there from 1 to 7. That's hours one, not first hour to 7th hour. That's how we did it. So some people had like a 2 to 6, 2 to 7, stuff like that. I always had I had a 1 to 7, and then when I was in 11 and 12, I only had like a 1 to 3 because I went to Votech. So high school, it was mostly fun to me. Yeah. All I took was English and what I had English. I had 2 fucking classes that I had to take.
Yeah.
What was it? English and I don't know. Was it econ or government? I don't know. I can't remember what it was. But mostly I had band. After that I had jazz band. I had all these other, but I used to have to come afterwards. Hold on. What's going on? Is it still going? It's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay. But yeah, I had to go
by the way, it's on Southfield High's on Lasher.
It's on Lasher or Lasser?
Whatever the fuck.
Y'all niggas be killing me.
Lasher. It's Lasher.
I'm an asshole when it come down to that word.
It ain't Lasher. You're right.
It
ain't. It's not. Yeah, niggas. Yeah, it's Lasher. It's not LASH.
Yes. HS. Yeah, Lasser.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Lasher.
I mean, that's, if you're from Detroit, that's what it is, man.
It is what it is. Shit.
That's what it is. But coming back to
But yeah, going back to Oxford, but yeah, man,
it's an isolated incident, man. It needs to have some real attention to it, but not this bullshit attention that we about to get. I hate when they do this type of shit, man. And you got people that fall, and I understand why people are so emotionally charged, but man, you gotta deal with this shit through logic, because we mess around every time some bullshit like this happen, we fall into the hands of them damn devils. And I'm telling you, if you think I'm lying, watch what happened this next election. They gonna be trying to take our doggone guns away from us. And I'm telling you right now, I ain't with it.
No.
I believe that we got the right
To protect ourselves, yeah.
Not the privilege, but the right. We can't give those rights up. They trying to treat our rights like they're privileges, and they do dumbass, and they use these stupid ass incidents to happen. Because it's, in my opinion, it's a dumbass incident because you had dumbass people being in charge of these damn kids. And that goes for the parents and it goes for the staff of the damn high school.
Yeah.
And the ones that got to suffer from it is not just the children, but their family. However, the other look on this is that, yeah, man, parents got to be a little more involved. I think we all kind of like drop the ball when it comes down to being more involved in your kids' life. Yep. When it comes down to their life in high school, especially now after this, this pandemic thing, people don't know which way to go. You got people out here trying. That was another thing I wanted to talk about too, that homeschool. We're going to do a show on that one right there too. Some people don't deserve to be homeschooling their goddamn kids because they dumb. So they need to, it's like, yeah. When I was thinking about it, I said, nah. And I guess I was watching another show or a podcast or something. One of the guys, he was a teacher. And he was talking about that. And he was just like, homeschooling is not as easy as people think it is.
It's not. And I could vouch for that because my wife do it. And she do an excellent job. Like, my daughter is more ahead. She's not the average 6-year-old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a lot of benefit in homeschooling your kid.
Yeah, but you can't be an idiot.
But it's not even being an idiot. It's like, because, as long as you really teaching the basic, it's all about just putting the work behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Man, the majority of people,
you gotta educate yourself about certain things. It's a lot of work. And I don't think a lot of people is capable of putting in the work.
There you go. That's my whole point. And they're gonna be sitting there. Think about this, especially if you had somebody that had a half-ass education themselves.
Yeah. And then you also
and they dropped out of high school in the 8th grade, and they out here talking about some homeschooling. They got their kids. You like, boy, if you don't get your ass,
I don't think them people be really serious though. Fucking,
they just, I don't know what they mean.
Yeah,
I sometimes, hey, look, the word might hit them. You know what I'm saying? The word might got them, and they got inspired or something.
One thing, but you gotta have some type of motive why homeschool your kids. You gotta know why. Like, don't just be homeschooling your kids just to homeschool your kids. Hey, my wife, she really want to homeschool my daughter because she just, as we get older, reflect on the school system. She feel like the school system don't give out the proper education that we need. And
I can agree with that.
And my wife wanted to be in control of her education. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be the ones fucking relying on the fucking school system and making sure my daughter get a good education. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, the best education is in house. Because in house, they going to teach them shit that the school system ain't going to teach you. They ain't going to teach about yourself. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to teach about your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? They ain't not going to teach about where you from. They not going to even teach you how to survive in 10 or 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I respect my wife. Like, she really understands this shit.
Hell yeah.
Like, this is more than just, this is like her fucking life. You know what I'm saying? She watching video, reading books, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that, we live in a different time. So she got to make school exciting for my daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the case. Don't make it boring. That's the case. She could just fucking go to school where she could at least have kids to fucking socialize with. No, like, it gotta, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be, you really gotta, it's not easy. You gotta really, have a real reason why you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but you just can't think you could just homeschool your kids and think they're gonna just be better. Like,
you got a bunch of people. This is what I also can't stand about a lot of people in society, period. Because what's ever hot is the train they jump on. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like homeschool, I think that you got some schools out here, man, that are very good at teaching children. I'm talking about when you talk about the basics, you talk about cultural. I don't know. Like, I know most women that I know that are really into high school. I mean, high school. That's really into school. Like, they actually look and before they move somewhere and see what the school system is, and then they actually do. You can look up the transcripts of a school and see how well they are when it comes down to like their scores and stuff like that versus all these other schools and who scores the highest in education and all these different things. So when you see that, those are the ones that you be like, damn, if they had the ability to stay home, they probably would have been very good, teachers for their kids. Because I think that, yeah, you should be able to have a community of homeschoolers. But everybody, it's just like, stretch pants. Everybody can't wear it fit them motherfuckers. Because some people are just fucking idiots. I'm talking about really idiots. Yeah. They can have the drive and all of that, but man, first before you homeschool, what do you have to do? You got to read books. You got to train yourself how to teach children. One of the things, the reason why, the origin of getting your kids to go to school is for the simple fact that that's very hard. That's a hard job. 15 to 25. It ain't really supposed to be 30 students per teacher. And you got all these different personalities, and you got all these depending on what age that you have to know. That's why you go to school for that type of stuff. That's why you get trained for that type of stuff. So the origin of going to school, the intent was really great. It just got out of hand because you got people that's just trying to get a paycheck now. Yeah. You got some people that really care. However, they're into a system where the majority of people don't care. Yeah. Down from the principal all the way to the people that's in the community. Yeah. And you got teachers that's stuck in that, and they get frustrated and they stop want to teach because they like it makes no sense. Yeah. Because I got to fight against all these other ilks, the worst ilks of this whole community, the school community, in order for me to try to give these children a decent education or decent learning. And by the time they get to the point where they can just learn and teach and all these different things, they exhausted.
And another thing, bro, like I'm just learning from my wife, watching her do her thing. You gotta have a lot of patience.
That's where the first come with. Patience.
And it's hard to have patience when you got a fucking classroom for kids because, you're on the time limit. You know what I'm saying? Each class at least an hour. You know what I'm saying? These were my wife and my daughter. My wife could really be patient because it's just her. You know what I'm saying? And then, she got my little one, a 3-year-old, but, she's doing like little basic stuff. But,
by the time she get to be 5 and 6, she's going to be on point.
She'll be on point. But, you know what I'm saying? She could take her time. She could be on a subject a little bit longer versus a teacher can, because first off, every kid take on information is different. Yeah. Some kids are faster than others, and some you
can't get it right, they just throw you in a
but you got the
learning
kids
disability class
that need, and that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying?
But I know it coming up, but I'm like, why did they put you in there?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people was misdiagnosed.
Yeah, for real,
and they was put in, and that right there, that stigma was really bad.
I'm gonna tell you some real shit, bro.
DL,
and I don't give a fuck. Like, I was a fucking not good student in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, right? I would say I was like consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One day I look smart as fuck, then
next day you like, I ain't ready.
Nigga, I done had some fucked up fucking grades, nigga, that make you think how the fuck this
nigga. How
nigga
you get a G, nigga?
Nigga, it's been some time. Nigga, I made it. Nigga, it's been some years, nigga. Oh shit! I was 2 assignments away from repeating this motherfucker. but it's crazy. My mom, she would put me in like tutor and shit. Yeah. And I would do a lot way better than tutor. Mm-hmm. Like I would like they test me and shit. Like, I'm getting this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just that one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? So
it wasn't interesting to you. A lot of teachers will grasp that in a student. Some teachers they don't. They, like I said, they got to fight against all the other shit. Some of them you just don't know, man. Because some teachers just didn't give a fuck about that shit. They just needed to get that paycheck. That was one of many jobs they had because they were underpaid and all kind of other stuff that was going on. And that's how that's how a lot of boys had to deal with the school system. It was just at a point where, like, man, some of the best teachers I had, they were psychologists or psychiatrists, whichever one that don't pass the meds. Mm-hmm. They were those also. They had that, and they did child development also. So I had a third grade teacher that also was a counselor. And I remember when I was going through a lot of things that I was going through when it came down to, the curriculums that they had on there, and some of the stuff I just wasn't doing it. Some of the stuff I was doing it, but I wasn't getting nothing right on there. And one day she was just sitting there talking to me, and she gave me I didn't even know I was being tested. And we were just sitting there talking, and she was out there telling me, do this, do that, giving me all these different exercises, not knowing that she was testing me. Come to find out, she was like, oh, he catches on very well. She was telling my parents that. It's just not interesting to him. This curriculum is not interesting to him. And it was crazy because the type of school I went to, man, that school was... was shitty as hell.
You're right.
That school was shitty. Even in I hated school all the way until I got till my parents moved and we went to another school. Yeah, I hated school.
Me too. I hate a fucking school. Man,
I went to another school.
I fucking hate school, bro.
I flourished, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
So I get it. I know what you're saying.
And this whole thing, like, we gotta force kids to fucking like school. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to force kids to like school. My biggest problem with the school system, that they don't prepare the kids that school is not in their future. You know what I'm saying? I wish they had fucking different trades.
It's the staff. It's also the staff, man.
One of the things I was good at in school, my two favorite subjects. You know what I'm saying? I was in the business classes, and I was in an organization called BPA. Shout out to my advisor, who's like, she like another mama to me, Miss Dunn. I used to love like BPA because it taught me about business, number one, because I always saw my mom and my stepdad do business. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in that organization, it taught me things about business that on another level, where I would be able to go to certain business competition. Travel, you know what I'm saying? I went to LA, you know what I'm saying, off of this organization, you know what I'm saying? Seeing other kids that have business, who are business minded as well, you know what I'm saying, my age, And then also another class, I was in the radio, you know what I'm saying? I was had my own show in high school, you know what I'm saying? But it was a class, but they gave everybody their own show, you know what I'm saying? And I was a natural, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Shit that when me thought about, like, damn, this school shit don't work out. I could go in these fields, you know what I'm saying? Practice these fields, you know what I'm saying, after high school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's my man, I really wish, because they like to blame the kids, talking about, well, he's these top 10, 20% of the kids that's getting all the A's and B's, these gonna be the future, and the kids is at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? These kids gonna have a rough time. It really is. That's not the case.
Even if they did, I think that
I'm sorry to cut you off. But a wise man, I saw some shit on YouTube. This guy said the kids that make A's and B's, they become some great ass employees. But the kids that get the D's and F's and C's and shit like that, they be the fucking bosses. You know what I'm saying?
It's the way that you learn. It's the way that people teach. That's where the psychology comes from. Because when you really look at it, some people do need, some kids do need to have accountability put on them. Because there was a part where I was just lazy. You know what I'm saying? And you see it in a lot of kids where that's the whole factor is that they're just lazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but every kid don't have it in them to be just lazy. It's kind of like when you give the kid everything that they need, and that's a very rare thing. Then you can say that kid is lazy. When you give them everything that they need, not everything that they want, everything that they need where they can actually have time to study, time to do work, time to get, things figured out in their classwork, all these different things. A lot of time, they have too much time on their hands now. And so they become complacent and lazy. I know this because I was like that too. I get where I just be, shit is, especially when it gets too easy for you. So depending on what level that child is at, by the time they get to 6th and 7th grade, you can apply more pressure on them. By the time they get to 8th and 7th grade, then the parents should be able to apply more pressure on them. And all the pressure is about accountability. By the time they're in high school, you ain't got to really put no pressure on them. No. It's all accountability now. The pressure they should be putting on themselves. Yeah. All right, your ass ain't gonna walk across that damn stage. You out here bullshit. Yeah. Because by that time we should be able to speak up and say, "Hey man, I need some help." They're gonna give us. We used to have study groups because one of the things that I understood that made me be a great student, not just a good student, was because we had study groups. Yeah. And they be like, "No, y'all pick your own study groups." And my friends, that was my friends in that classroom, wasn't in my study group. I'm like, hell no, we ain't gonna do nothing but bullshit. Right, so I used to always get the ones that was, that wasn't. I was cool with them. I was pretty much cool with anybody in the classroom. But my friends, and they used to be, teachers. They give you little jewels. Don't pick your friends. Nuh-uh. Don't be you and him don't need to be together. Y'all gonna be bullshit. If you are honest with yourself, you're gonna be like, hell yeah. And it was funny because I used to have like some of my friends, they be trying to be like, hey man, we gonna be in the same study. I'll be like, nah. Yeah. But then I had other friends be like, nah, we can't be in the same. We'd just go to the ones that actually we can benefit off of. Yeah. And that's one of the things I like. Yeah. I was like, I really don't want to be around a girl that I like. And I'm out here trying to study because I ain't gonna be able to get shit done. But if she cool enough, where if I see how she handling her business and she's responsible, that's who I want to be around. Yeah. And if that guy right there is responsible and he's always doing his work, shit, I want to find out how he doing it. Why is it so easy for him? And those were the ones that I started hanging around. By the time I got to high school, it was a whole different thing. Like I said, 11th grade, I was in Votech anyway. So when I went to Votech, I had a different mindset. It gives you a whole different mindset. Now you're in a business mindset because now they're showing you how to do contracts. Because I was in for carpentry. They were, even though I couldn't stand math, I had to start liking math because it was a lot of damn math in there. Yeah, you do. And it was on you. They had a school bus that'd go from one school to the next. Sometimes we missed that. You just had to be there on time. It's on you. You fell out, it's on you. You go back to high school, you pick up 3 or 4 more classes so you can graduate. They didn't sit back and be like, we gonna call your parents, we gotta have a parent-teacher conference and all that. No, this is business. So I had a different, and I'm glad that I had an opportunity to do that because my parents didn't have to come and be like, okay, the only thing my parents used to be like is, where's your report card? Where's your report? That's it.
Not me.
That was all. That was all my parents. But
I had progress reports.
in junior high and in junior high school, it was like that with me. Elementary, junior high school, it was. But by the time I got into high school, and it was just, I think that's how I got them off my head too. Yeah. And I was doing. It's like everything that I was doing in high school, it was preparing me to be an adult. I had a job. As soon as I turned 16, I got my license, I got a job, and I was interning, and I was going to high school, and I was going to Votech. Plus, I was still in band. Yeah. I had to be at band at 6 o'clock. I had to be at band, at 6 at night, and then 6 in the afternoon. 6 in the morning, then 6 in the afternoon. And I also, it's like all of that was on me. Yeah. So even though I went to Cooley and it was some fucked up shit, I had to kind of like, it was like the school itself wasn't bad. It was just the surroundings, man. Going back to the Oxford thing, I've been over to Oxford High School before. When I was in Spec Howardson, we was doing football. We were doing the high school. We were taking footage for the high school football games, and Oxford was one of them. West Bloomfield, even the Detroit ones and stuff like that. And I don't know if you remember Fred McLeod. He used to be the sports guy for Channel 4.
Yeah.
He had us, me and a couple of other dudes, being the cameraman, getting that footage for them.
Okay.
And one of the things I did like about Oxford, man, was that they had some facilities. Well, they got like shit like wrestling teams. And,
shit look
you know
like some college shit.
Yeah. So
bro.
When you start looking at like those type of high schools, man, again, remember when I was telling you about when I was in high school, when you get in high school, man, the pressure shouldn't even really be on you, especially at 16 years old. You should be of age where you getting ready to be a damn adult. This is where it comes down to, you put the onus on the parent, but to what extent?
Yeah.
I was 16, bro. If at 16 you allowed to get driver's license and you allowed to own a car, that means that you should be entrusted with responsibility.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
If not, then cut the 16 shit off. Then you got to be 25 to get some damn license. Because last thing I knew was that a car can also be a deadly fucking weapon. Also.
Hell yes, especially when it comes to teenagers.
Especially when it comes down to teenagers.
Yeah.
One of the things I look at now is that we're making this world way more pussified and making these goddamn boys like punks.
Yeah.
That's a fucking punk.
Yeah.
Where you can't take on the adversities of, I don't care if it was bullying. You don't all that killing shit, you better kill him on the spot then.
Right.
All that going home crying and they gonna understand what I mean, what I say, because I'm about to go there and I'm about to light this whole motherfucker up. I'm about to be famous.
Right.
15 minutes of fame.
If that's the case, then you should have just killed yourself first. You won't.
Again,
I don't condone that shit, but
right. But again,
you know
he's six. Most of these school shootings happen with these teenagers that are not developed socially. They just ain't developed socially.
No.
And it's not an easy thing to come out there. I'm not a proponent of you just put the parents in jail. I'm just not that. I think it's a case by case thing. I'm gonna always be like that.
If anything, and we
what did the motherfucker that just got where he had pipe bombs and shit, and it just happened like what before the pandemic?
Yeah,
I can't remember that he had. It was a school shooting.
But
did he shoot anybody? Kill anybody?
I ain't heard no shit. I don't know.
We have to pull those stories back up.
Pull that up. But and then it go back talking about the school system. From what I heard, they knew this kid wasn't right mentally. They started seeing signs days prior to the incident. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, so why y'all didn't address it then? Why you didn't take it serious then? Why was he still able to, why he was, like you said earlier, like why wasn't he suspended, kicked out, or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Why the other parents wasn't, they didn't hear about this? Why did the parents have to hear about it when they kids and shot and's gone? You know what I'm saying? Like why?
I don't even think the kids even took. I don't think they took that shit seriously. And
no,
that was what was really fucked up.
That's what it is. They can say what they want. They didn't take that shit serious.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They didn't take him serious. They probably looked at that little boy the same way them kids looked at that little boy. You know what I'm saying? Just another fucking weirdo ass kid. Probably.
All right, man. We gonna go ahead and we got the first news story that talks about the developing story in Oxford, and this is based off of the parents being charged today. Was it today? I think it was today.
Yeah. Before we watch this video, right? if they want to charge somebody, they should have charged some of the people in the goddamn staff. They want to really charge somebody because if they
didn't
really
have, but this is the thing.
they should have they principals.
They didn't have anything substantial though. See, the thing is that you gotta. The reason why they had a chance to charge these parents is for the simple fact that remember how they're painting this.
Yeah.
First, they said that the father had bought the gun for the boy. The other story is going to say that he purchased the gun, but what did they say? They didn't say he bought it for the boy. They said he made it ready available.
Yeah.
So the thing is, that's the picture that they're trying to paint. They have no circumstantial evidence for the school. You can't charge the school with nothing. They're not directly, connected to what happened. Matter of fact, it happened on their grounds. So that was more of a terrorist act than anything else. But I get what you're saying when it comes down to civil. Right now, what we talking about is criminal. Just like what I was telling you before, even when if them parents even beat this whole thing with the criminal, they still got to deal with civil. Now, the craziest part is, you think that they're not going to add that school into that wrongful death, into that civil suit?
Absolutely, they should.
That's what they're going to be doing. But right now, we talking criminal. So right now, what they're talking about is charging the parents for not just neglect, because they're also charging them with neglect also, but they're also talking about charging them with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter. So that's where shit should just play out because they got the parents in custody now, and they got the child. And on the 14th of December, the parents are going to be tried. I don't know when so we got a couple of weeks, and then they'll be, they in it because they ain't going nowhere unless. Now, this is the craziest thing. We don't know who's on the parent side, because we probably need to look up and see if they have a GoFundMe for those parents.
I ain't heard. Yeah, we could check.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna see.
You gonna play the video?
Yep. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play this first video, which was done, I think it was today, and this is via MSNBC. And let's go ahead and let this play.
Tonight with a fugitive manhunt in Michigan that continues even as I speak to you tonight. James and Jennifer Crumbly were set to be arraigned this afternoon on charges related to their son's shooting rampage at Oxford High School on Tuesday, but they never showed up. Their failure to appear triggered a statewide manhunt with local officials working with the FBI and federal marshals to try and track them down. The couple's lawyers told reporters that they had left town on the night of the shooting but would be returning to be arraigned. Earlier today, Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald, in a stunning news conference, announced that her office would be charging both parents with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
While the shooter was the one who entered the high school and pulled the trigger, there are other individuals who contributed to the events on November 30th, and it's my intention to hold them accountable. Gun ownership is a right, and with that right comes great responsibility. Based on the information and evidence.
Okay, so what did they hear so far?
Oh, they just was talking about the 4 counts. So it's 4 counts of manslaughter that they got, and that's basically what she got. So now she's talking about the whole charging them.
Okay,
so that's what we had.
All right.
Today I am announcing charges against the shooter's parents.
McDonald proceeded to lay out disturbing details about the days leading up to the mass murder and the role that both parents played in facilitating it. According to the prosecutor, James Crumbly purchased the 9mm Sig Sauer pistol for his son.
You hear that? He purchased Now watch what she said. She didn't say that he did. This is what she said. I'm going to go back. I'll play it back one more time.
Purchased the 9mm Sig Sauer, the role that both parents played in facilitating it. According to the prosecutor, James Crumbly purchased the 9mm Sig Sauer pistol for his son, the 15, the role that both parents played in facilitating it. According to the prosecutor, James Crumbly purchased the 9mm Sig Sauer pistol for.
According to the prosecuting attorney, that is not the police officers. That is not somebody, not even the doggone parents.
Yeah.
That is something that they said that he allegedly did, and they didn't even say allegedly. That's why she had to say according to the prosecuting attorney.
So, in other words, that we don't know what.
We don't know. They're painting this picture.
Yeah.
Because and this is what makes them. This is what they say circumstantial evidence. They had to get probable cause to even charge the parents. Again, you have so many parents that had children that shot themselves accidentally, and those parents never one time been charged.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of parents that happened to, they haven't been charged, and a lot of people don't know that.
For his son, the 15-year-old gunman, last Friday. Then on Monday, the day before the shooting, a teacher caught the teen searching on his phone for information about ammunition. Here's what happened next.
Jennifer Crumbly was contacted via voicemail by school personnel regarding that son's inappropriate internet search. School personnel indicate they followed that voicemail up with an email but received no response from either.
All right. Did you hear what she said? He was searching for ammunition.
Yeah.
She did like this, which it was indicating that he was on his phone searching for ammunition. How would they know that if it was on his phone?
It was on his phone, yeah.
It could have been on the computer, but what? Somebody just gonna go? Because she said the day before the shooting, so Tuesday was when the shooting occurred. Monday was when this happened. So they said that they called the parents due to this. What gave them probability that he was on there searching, especially if it was on his phone? I don't think that it was on his phone. I think that the lady, what's her? I don't even know her name, but the anchor was indicating that he was searching on his phone. It could have been he was searching on the school's computer. Somebody probably saw it. Matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out when did it get to the point where he was making threats, because they never did. Anybody even indicate when that happened?
I don't think he was. I didn't hear anything about making threats, but they just said like this. He started showing signs that, I don't know, his social media account got some death shit on it.
What make you a charge? What would make you?
They just
check.
They saw things that it was just, I guess, it was like different about him. And
now,
like,
if it was on a school's property and somebody actually came across and was looking on his, on the computer with him, on the phone with him, I can understand. But what gives somebody the indication? Hey, let's check his cookies. His search bar, his history.
Oh, man,
It got to be in court. That's why I'm saying that. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to debunk what was said. All I'm saying is that all this stuff got to come up in court now. He's in jail now.
Yeah.
His parents are in jail now. Yeah. They got to see the judge. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Her parent. Thereafter, Jennifer Crumbly exchanged text messages about the incident with her son on that day, stating, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught, unquote.
So, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You got to learn not to get caught, which means that his search, what they were saying. Some people was talking about that she was saying you got to learn not to get caught, like get shot from shooting all those people. Yeah. That wasn't what she was saying. You was doing searching for ammunition and all of that. And when she said you got to learn not to get caught, of course, that's still some fucked up ass shit to say to your kid.
Yeah.
And he out here searching for ammunition. However, was it the fact that they were giving him, like, he was getting lessons on, shooting a gun, training? That's what we don't know. We don't know if his father was like, look, I'm going to start taking you to the range. We're going to start learning how to shoot. We're going to start doing it. There's nothing really wrong with that whole hookup. What would be wrong is if they just got a gun and, oh well.
Yeah. Now, okay, so
willy-nilly in the house. It's here.
These text messages that she's talking about, this didn't have nothing to do with the shooting. This had something to do with the day before the shooting.
This was the search.
The search.
When he was searching for the bullets, for the type of ammunition.
So, okay, all right then. So this is why you got to really take your time and have shit marinate. So I'm thinking, when I first saw this, I'm thinking like that's what she texted me after he shot on him.
See? Right. No.
Yeah.
This was just during the time where she had to come up to the school because they said, listen, your son up here on his computer looking up ammunition and all this. My whole thing is, how did it get to the point where somebody knew he was on there searching it on that day? I can understand after, but on that day that they was just like, is it like a red light on the computer? Like, when we had computers, we could search.
Now it's more like now it's more technical now. Like, especially when I was in, like, you search the wrong thing, they will know about it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, do they get alert? That's what I'm saying.
It's like a lot of them computers are tapped in. So
they don't have like a firewall.
I don't know how to
in my job,
up, but if you on some website that you don't supposed to be on, they will be alert. That's like if you go to the fucking, even some libraries. You know what I'm saying? I remember niggas was fucking going on getting on porn at the library computers. But now it's like
they got firewalls for that shit though.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, times went on. Like now, like a lot of these schools, libraries, a lot of even work, your jobs that you work at, now they tap in on certain websites that you're on. You know what I'm saying? And they could tell when he was on these websites. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it could have been a point where somebody saw what he was doing, either a student or a teacher, or somebody alert them to the principal. Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
His website 9 times out of 10 is what?
What?
Looking up different types of ammunition and stuff like that. And what was he on first? YouTube.
Oh, okay. You lost me there.
That ain't a website. I don't know. Everybody can get on YouTube and you learn so much shit.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, normally, whether you in a school or whatever, they just because that's too much damn money for some software to try to see if somebody gonna go on another website when you can just make a firewall where they can't go on any other websites except for what is deemed for them to go on.
And once again, if y'all knew this, why y'all didn't make this a bigger issue before he made a decision that he made? This is something that it should have been fucking notified, not just his parents, but all parents. And that's the point where, okay, why was he able to come back to school? You know what I'm saying? At that point, why you didn't immediately get this boy some type of help? Like, just look into it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's finish watching this and hear what she had to say, because I don't want to lose what she was saying.
Then on Tuesday, the morning of the shooting, McDonald said that the teen's teacher discovered an alarming note on his desk with a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, "The thoughts won't stop. Help me." She said it also contained a drawing of a bullet with the words "blood everywhere" and a drawing of a person who appeared to be shot and bleeding. His parents were immediately summoned to the school for a meeting with officials.
At the meeting, James and Jennifer Crumbly were shown the drawing and were advised that they were required to get their son into counseling within 48 hours. Both James and Jennifer Crumbly failed to ask their son if he had his gun with him or where his gun was located, and failed to inspect his backpack for the presence of the gun, which he had with him. James and Jennifer Crumbly resisted the idea of then leaving the school at that time, of their son leaving the school at that time. Instead, James and Jennifer Crumbly left the high school without their son.
Let me pause that. She said that they failed to check his book bag. Ain't no motherfucking parent checking their kid's book bags for shit. So it's like, okay, I feel like that statement right there, I mean, I would say maybe
I would have checked it.
Maybe they should, but a lot of parents are not checking. She making it seem like this is a norm thing where parents is checking book bags.
If that was indeed the fact, now understand, they had to paint. Remember, that's why I was saying, they got to paint a picture. They have to have probable cause on why they arrested the parents.
Yeah.
So what they have to do is paint this picture. Now, remember, all this shit that they're doing, these are things where it is not written in stone at all. This is just accusations. So now, the parent, if that was indeed what was happening, and I seen those pictures of my son having blood everywhere, stopped all this shit, whatever, as a parent, he'd be coming home with me. No doubt. If they came directly to that damn school, then that showed that they are concerned parents. Does it not? They came up to the school. So even if that was the case, yes, one of the things I would have did was, damn, I did just get a goddamn, first thing I probably would have did was, you coming home with me. Then I checked and seen where that damn weapon was. Then I would have been like, hey, look, let's have a conversation with him. And we got to have that conversation. And then after we have that conversation, we got to give him some help, period. We can't, between me and the wife, we're going to have to talk. Nah, he ain't going to be able to go up to that school right now. It has to be more. Now, that's what again, this is where the neglect comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, they put all of that on the parents. If the school, if the staff in the school called the parents, they felt that it was that much in need, when you think that they would sit back and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and suspend your child for the rest of the week. Fuck the rest of this shit. And we're going to, we got a counselor that we need. And they
go out there. My support. Like,
So it's time to get this child some help. Yeah. Y'all got to take him home. I don't give a fuck. And she talk about resisted the ideal of, no, motherfucker. If I'm the principal, vice principal, whoever, I got the right to sit back and say, listen, your child can't stay at this school right now. We got other children that we have to take care of. The parents then would have to take their child. They got to take that kid with them. They came to this. Come on, man. They came to the school the day of the damn shooting. This happened the day of the shooting.
Yeah.
Take that motherfucker with you.
Yeah.
Y'all, we going to work with y'all. Whatever they got to do with the whole thing of being involved and getting that little boy some help, whatever it was.
Because you got to think about the other kids.
Right. So it's not only is it the parents that they were, they made again, it was a fucked up decision, but not something that was worth putting them in jail and $500,000.
Yeah,
that shit don't sit right with me, man.
I could take it even further. If it was really that deep, parents would have just did it they fucking self. You know what I'm saying?
As far as did what?
A lot of people saying like the parents was behind the shooting.
They couldn't have been if they came to the neglect, all that bullshit they were just saying. If they came up to the school, because they still showed some sign of, they would summon to the school, which means that all the staff had to do was say, he got to go home with y'all. Yeah. Matter of fact, it would have been so much easier for that to happen. Why? Because they got motherfucking homeschooling. Or, they got the computers and motherfuckers. Yeah. Oxford got that shit. All the schools got that shit. He going to have to learn from the crib.
Yeah.
It's all kind of ways that they could do it. This is my whole thing.
And there's no excuse because last year
that school is just as much as responsible. The staff in that school is just as
more
responsible than the fucking parents. Yeah. You can't sit back and still tell me that them parents were behind it when they came up to the school the day of the shooting and said, listen, we are, okay, what's going on with my son? Look at this. The fuck is, son, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
You know how kids is, especially 16-year-olds. Whatever he was saying, it was like, yeah, damn, y'all telling me I got to take it. So the parents were wrong for not taking their child with them, but the school was even more wrong for not suspending him.
Or
suspend his ass.
Or if they didn't suspend him, what did most kids did last year in school?
What's that?
Online.
No, that's what I was saying. That's what I was just saying.
So
online,
they could have just been like, hey, you know what?
Right.
He's not suspended, but we need to we can set up him do virtual school until he get this situation taken care of, like his mental situation taken care of.
Nene, what you say? You said if they found those pictures, then the school should have expelled him until he was enrolled into some sort of counseling. He should have been sent home with the parents. Absolutely, I agree. That's what I was saying. Absolutely. He should have been sent home. I don't give a damn. The parents should have took his ass home, and they should have. You said expelled. Damn. I was just saying suspended. Baby said expelled. Fuck it.
I mean, shit.
Expel me. Your ass out of here.
Your ass out of here because we don't know what you want. I don't blame her. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? We need to know. We're not taking no chances. We got too many kids. We got too many parents trusting in us. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no. We need to protect ourselves.
Them students need to be goddamn protected. Damn that.
Fucks that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm with you though, Nigga. Shit.
Fuck that.
Damn that.
Yeah.
Expel his
motherfucking ass.
Yes.
It was really that fucking deep, bro.
Because they expelled that one little girl that wrote in the they found out who it was that wrote in them damn bathroom stalls, nigga and killed nigga and all that stuff, and she got expelled. So yes, he talking about killing somebody. He talking about doing some dirt to him.
You know what? I take it a step further. Hey, motherfuckers somebody need to be fired.
No, I'm telling you.
The principal, vice principal, any nigga, I don't give a fuck. All right. Somebody, that school need to be investigated, bro.
But that's what's going to happen with the school. Now, I'm telling you, man, this shit is a cold-ass game. It is a cold-ass game. They're trying to take these parents. This is why that penalty, and it actually is a penalty. For that judge to sit back and say $500,000 before y'all get out, they're trying to make an example of those parents. They're trying to make an example of those parents because the school knows what's about to come down that pipeline. They about to get sued. It's about to be, I don't know how many people have to sue you before it becomes a class action suit, but that's going to be a wrongful death suit on them, especially what she just said. When she sat back and said that the parents neglected to take their kids with them, or what did she say? They went against the ideal to take their kid with them. Yes, but guess what? That school neglected to expel that child or suspend them. I was saying suspended. He just said, "Damn that! Expel his ass."
Hell yeah!
Because that's like, we done had enough of that. Where you like, damn, you see the signs where we can't tolerate. It should be zero tolerance when it comes down to stuff like that. Zero. Take his ass. He can go to water for hire or something. I don't know, but he got to stay the hell away from here. Homeschool his ass. Y'all got to do something and deal with him. But you can't just make it pigeonhole where people just sit back and think that, no, you just put those parents in jail because what's going to come down the pipeline of that. Everybody else is going to be going to jail too for what your kid do.
Man, a lot of I bet all my money I got, a lot of you niggas ain't willing to go to jail for your kid.
Hell no, he did that shit. I did. Right. I told his ass to stay. I told him to stay home. I told his ass to stay home. All right, let's finish with what she was saying with this one here.
The classroom.
The gun that he received was an early Christmas gift, stored unlocked in a drawer in.
Did you hear her?
Gifted.
It was a Christmas gift. All right.
In his parents' bedroom.
Last
As
year?
news broke of the shooting at Oxford High School, Jennifer Crumbly texted her son, "Don't do it." The school has come under intense scrutiny after reports surfaced that the parents had
I like you to also understand that this story is being spent by MSNBC. So when we finish watching this story here, I'm going to show you the opposite of what this is. I'm to show you how people spin it in their own way.
Been summoned to the school to discuss their son the morning of the shooting. Today's briefing confirmed that.
I'm not going to give you a political answer, and I'm not going to cover for anybody, and I'm just going to say what I think, and that is, of course he shouldn't have gone back to that classroom. Of course he shouldn't have.
Ethan Crumbley was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, terrorism, and other crimes. Meanwhile, the Oxford community, which is 30 miles north of Detroit, has been left reeling by the murders of the 4 students: Hannah St. Juliana, Tate Meir, Madison Baldwin, and Justin Schilling. And tonight, the family of Justin Schilling, who made the decision to donate his organs, together with hospital staff, will line the halls of the hospital as his body is wheeled to the operating suite, where he will make one final gift to others: life. Joining me now is Maya Wiley, former assistant U.S. attorney and MSNBC legal analyst; Ralph Godbee, former chief of police for the city of Detroit and the Detroit Public Schools Community District; Frank Figliuzzi, former assistant director for counterintelligence and the FBI, and MSNBC correspondent Shaquille Brewster, live in Pontiac, Michigan. And Shaq, I'm going to start with you. What's the mood in the town this evening? The mood earlier today, I understand, was pretty much anger.
Yeah, and right now it's grief. There's a prayer vigil happening in downtown Oxford as you have members of the community coming together to pray and reflect on the 4 students who were lost and then those who are injured. Some who are still in the hospital fighting. They're improving according to the prosecutor, but still.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. I forgot to put that out there. This is fair use, y'all.
Now, did you watch that? They had like a little memorial yesterday on TV. Man, we was watching a little bit yesterday, man. That shit was crazy because they said it wasn't no gunshot. It sounded like some gunshots and people was going crazy, running and shit. You know what I'm saying?
In Oxford?
Bro, yes. And then they had that shit live, bro. On the news, bro. And, bro, this shit was crazy, bro. It sounded like gunshot, but they said they were trying to tell people conduct is not it's not gunshot. People was running and shit, motherfucking passed out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what the fuck they said, bro? I don't even know. Cause I don't know who run this shit in Oxford, the council one. I don't know. But anyway, they said, I guess somebody was passed out. And they were like, hey, come get this person, you know, we need everybody to calm down. It's pretty much known these situations when you're gonna have some people passed out. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean?
Sound like they were trying to get people.
What the fuck you mean? Like this, you acting like this shit is normal. Like you said this shit, things like this, situation like this. You're gonna have some people passed out. You know what I'm saying? People scared. I'm like, motherfucker, what you talking about? All these people are running because they thought they heard some gunshots, and you trying to tell people to calm down after what happened to these kids. I'm pretty sure they told these kids to calm down too at that moment. Right? That shit was crazy. But
fighting to preserve their life in the hospital at this point. So you have that tone of grief right now, but you had a tone of accountability coming from the prosecutor earlier today when she filed these 4 charges of involuntary manslaughter against the parents. And right now there's tension as well. And that's because those parents are still on the loose. There's still a very active manhunt for the parents, and that's despite the contradicting and conflicting messages that we've been hearing really throughout the afternoon. As we know it right now, it was about 12 p.m. when authorities started looking for these 2 parents. They knew the charges were going to be filed there. They just heard the press conference. They started looking to arrest these parents, and at 12 p.m. that search started. But despite some previous contact between the attorneys and sheriff's department, they don't know where they are right now, and that manhunt continues. I said it mentions.
I like that jacket he got on, man. That motherfucker banging.
It involves the U.S. Marshal, involves the FBI. They're looking for these parents to bring them in. That 4 p.m. arraignment that we expected, it just never happened, Joy.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit.
All right, that is a good sandwich, though.
With a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and sausage.
That is a good sandwich.
It's not good for you, but I'm
that is a good sandwich. Right, it ain't good for you, but that is a good sandwich.
They got the best breakfast.
They do.
Sorry, man.
That's pretty amazing. Let me go to Chief Godbee. Everything seems to have gone wrong here. I mean, since Columbine, We've all understood that mass shootings, unfortunately, in the United States, because we have a gun culture, happen all the time. My kids did active shooting drills going back.
So like, this is a gun culture.
Let me hear what you said again.
To third grade. They're now in their 20s. Going back to third all the time. My kids did active shooting drills. All understood that mass shootings, unfortunately, in the United States, because we have a gun culture, happen all the time. My kids did active shooting drills going back to third.
A gun culture.
Gun culture.
The hell is a gun culture?
Shit. Like when they say it's a rape.
It ain't, in my opinion.
Like when they said we live in a rape culture.
In my opinion, it ain't enough citizens carrying guns. It's not enough law-abiding citizens carrying guns. We got a bunch of damn criminals. All the guns is in the criminals and all the goddamn people that want to take from other people. So gun culture is some bullshit.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be, I'm telling you, if we had enough people that's supposed to be having them weapons, we wouldn't be having as much robbing going on. Trust me.
Exactly.
They're now in their 20s. So pretty much their whole
Shit, what is a knife culture too? Shit.
lives, they've had to do
Knives way worse than the damn gun.
Yeah, it's because it's quiet.
active shooter drills in school. So everybody now knows the signs. Isolated kid, issues, presenting himself with sort of violent imagery. This kid did everything possible to wave the red flag. Clearly his parents didn't get it because they bought him a Sig Sauer, which is basically like a Glock. Like, that's a serious weapon to buy for a child. So they completely missed the mark. Do you think that the school failed? Because this kid did seem to be showing all the signs that I thought we had been taught to look for when it comes to preventing school shootings.
Pause it before they answer, right? Damn, what you just said.
The kid, the parents missed the mark. He showed all the signs.
Show all the signs. It was something else that she said.
I can go back.
Yeah, go back.
I think that the school failed because this kid did seem to be showing all the signs to wave the red flag. Clearly his parents didn't get it because they bought him a Sig Sauer, which is basically like a Glock.
So they keep saying like the parents bought it. Like, did you see receipts? How old is this fucking gun? Like, how do you actually know that this gun isn't old? Like, you know, this gun is fucking new. So it's like they throwing that. Well, they bought this son this gun.
Yeah, from the premise that she's going off of is that they bought him the gun for Christmas. This was a Christmas gift.
And let me tell you something. Christmas is coming up, so this after last year Christmas. I'm assuming, right? Like,
right.
Say this gun, son. You might need it one day.
Hey, it seems, this is the thing. It seems uncommon to a lot of us, but it's not uncommon to a lot of people to buy their kids weapons. Yeah. But it's what happens is that they're not buying the weapons and like, here's a gun for you.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, we going to the range. It's like, man, remember this. Facebook had it all over the place. Even IG had it, where you had all these people with their kids at the range shooting, pop, pop. Had the daughter, the guy had his daughter in there shooting, pop, pop, pop. Everybody was, oh, that's good. Parents should be teaching their kids to
What's
do
the
this.
dude with the tattoos,
on his face, with the dreads. That's all he showed. They shooting everything from Glocks all the way up to AK-47s. Yeah, they got
Draco,
bull pumps, all that shit. Yes. You get what I'm saying? For a lot of us, it seems uncommon. But for a lot of people, when they start saying, listen, no, it's our right to be able to protect ourselves. And when should I start teaching my child the safety on guns and how to use them, how to break them down and clean them, how to do all these things? A lot of people learn. No, you teach them just like, when you teach them how to drive a car. You know what I'm saying? 16, 17. By the time they get 18, 19, and 20, they out there driving already. It's the same thing with weapons. They like, well, shit, I want my daughter when she get old enough to be proficient. Not to be having no gun on her, and when the shit goes down, she don't know how to use it. Like the majority of us. We got damn guns. You got people that got guns on the side, and they get the gun taken from them. Nigga beat him up, take the gun from him.
Hands be shaking when they got the gun.
Then you got these cats out here shooting. They can't even shoot the person that it was meant for because they ain't never been to the damn range.
Motherfucker shoot the gun. They so weak. They falling back.
Right. But there is and okay. So when she say this gun culture, she didn't say it as in this is not a gun culture.
No.
It was a murder culture, but it ain't no gun culture because the majority of us knows nothing about how to protect ourselves using weapons.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it could have been to a point where the father was like, yeah, I want to do like I said. However, he just is his son. We don't even know what really popped it off where his son was just like, I'm about to go and get my 15 minutes of fame. We don't know what all this because it's still developing and nobody else is talking but these people that's setting these things up. It still got it. The little boy is in jail. The parents are in jail. They still develop. Well, it's going to be some other outlandish shit. It might be already as we speaking right now that they can bring up. At the end of the day, that boy should have been suspended and those kids right now would have been preserved. They still would have been over here being able to live their life. So not only do you hold the parents accountable, because I definitely want to make that clear. Those parents do need to be held accountable. I'm making that very clear.
What you say?
But the school also needs to be held accountable.
They do.
The school and the parents, but you have to be straight down. You got to be for right. You can't be for what's in your feelings and what you feel and all these different things and living. Man, let's finish with this because this is, it's like you can see how people can really paint a different type of picture than what really is out there.
Let me tell you something. The kids, this school should be fucking shut down for the remainder of the fucking year. Tell you the truth. These kids better not be coming back. No
they
time
already
soon.
Started. They already.
That's bullshit. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell, my boy.
Like, I don't think the majority of kids, I don't even think a lot of them, look, it's just like you were saying earlier. It's kind of like, the Black Lives Matter bullshit. Remember when that bullshit, everybody ain't nobody talking about that no more, is there?
They don't know.
So, but I'm just about to use this as an example though. When the Black Lives Matter shit
had popped off. Say.
Right. When you had motherfuckers doing, tearing up the neighborhoods and shit like that and looting and shit, right?
Yeah.
Some motherfucker was just there for the bullshit.
They
ain't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's kind of like that now.
You
got a lot of motherfuckers that's with the bullshit.
Yep.
They just want to see a whole bunch of fucking chaos right now. When you see stuff like this is happening, like I said, this is still it's still an incident, man. It's isolated.
Yeah. Yeah,
when you compare that shit to what is really fucked up.
Yeah, they use it for entertainment reasons. That's why they use fucking words like they on the run or
when they were saying that the parents like where the fuck they go? Just really think about it.
Yeah,
they got our damn house. They ain't trying to leave the fucking house. They gotta pay taxes.
Yeah,
they got jobs and shit like that. They can get tracked down real fast. Why? They got cell phones and shit. They got credit. Most of their money, I guarantee, was attached to a bank account. So they already, if they was trying to run, dog, they'd be like, they would have thought about that shit. Be like, where the fuck we gonna go?
Right.
What we gonna do? Just run to the bank right quick and get all a little bit of all $1,000 of our goddamn money out of it.
Already be sold, all type of shit.
Man, they ain't trying to leave all of that shit. Yeah. They like, wait. Hold on. If a motherfucker sat back and told me I'm already dealing with my damn dumbass son doing this silly ass shit that he's doing, and I'm still kind of like I'm at shock with this shit. Regardless of what anybody else. Remember I just said, when I said, if it was your daughter, any one of them, because you got kids that you attached to, and they are of age where they can actually do some harm, and that shit came, boom. And because we subjected to that shit because we're parents.
Yeah,
you don't know what your kid is capable for.
You don't.
You don't know what they're capable of doing.
A lot of parents just assume that
they would say, my child won't do that. I'm talking about probability, not probability, but the possibility of that happening. where would you be in the mindset? And especially after you got to deal with this motherfucker about to go to jail for the rest of their life. I would never see my child again, not incarcerated, free. I would never see my child free again. However, he is 16. What are you charging with?
They charge him as an adult.
Are they going to charge him with as an adult?
They did.
Oh, they did charge him as an adult.
Yeah, they did. That's what I read.
No, I'm saying they did. And I know, wow, did they change that law in Michigan?
You know, I ain't going to cap to you, bro. I don't really know too many about the laws, but.
Because do you remember Abraham? The little 11-year-old boy that shot his neighbor?
When?
This was doing, he was about your age. Probably a little bit older than you. He was 11 years old and shot his next door neighbor. Killed him. And he went to jail. He got out.
Yeah.
After, did they charge him he was 11 years old, bro. Look him up. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Abraham. And I think they charged him as an adult. Did they charge the 11-year-old as an adult? No, I think he was just charged as a minor. I think he was charged as a minor. And his parents didn't get
Yeah, charged. Yeah, see.
Oh, he was charged.
Charges.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 count for terrorism, 4 counts of first degree murder, 7 count of assault with intent to murder, 12 counts to using a weapon in the commission of a crime.
All right, let's
like
finish
that's a
this up.
serious weapon to buy for a child. So they completely missed the mark.
So she said that Glock was a serious weapon to buy for a child. So what, if he got a P-22, that would have been less serious? A slingshot, a knife?
Yeah. The fact, that's bottom line. He murdered people, so it's like
it's kind of like she's conflating the whole situation. That's why I was saying that when you talk about what parents do with their children, I get it. That was the wrong goddamn child to be sitting there, even if they did buy it for him. Even if they did buy it for him, it still was like, okay, it still got to be up on a lock and key. You can't get access to it until we're going to the range.
Yeah.
Even if it was bought for him. However, he's 16. He ain't 6. The motherfucker find out the combination. He can pick the lock. Whatever it is, if it was locked up. Even if it wasn't, he's 16. He should know not to touch the goddamn gun.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the things is that even when we talk, that's why I said, man, this whole thing it's going to be wrapped around gun laws. When motherfuckers sit back and tell you that you should have your gun locked up in your house. So when somebody is in my goddamn house and they break in my house, what I'm going to do? Try to figure out the damn combination?
Right.
Go to the goddamn thing, get the lock for the key, and then I'm going to be like, hold on for a minute, motherfucker. Because when I get this bitch open, I'm shooting everybody.
Right.
Or are you going to have your shit readily available? Hey, little motherfucker, keep your hands off of my goddamn weapon.
Or don't go in my fucking room. Or some shit.
You give them.
Yeah.
But you got to be an active parent when it comes down to your children. They should know that this is what it is.
Or have it on you at all times. Like, don't leave your shit around. The only way you should leave your shit around message is when you go to bed.
Right. You should not. But like I said, there's different. Everybody had different damn ways. But it should be locked up if you got it for him to be going to. It's just a fucked up.
It's just a fucked up situation, bro. This whole thing is fucked up. It's a fucked up.
You know, at the end of the day, it's like you just got a fucked up kid.
Yeah, got a fucked up kid.
Because that's why I know that they're spinning this a whole different route.
Yeah,
I know they're spinning it because the whole thing is when somebody sit back and tell you that your weapon should be locked up. No, I got this motherfucker for protection.
Yeah.
No.
Right,
hell
I'm
no.
surgical with this shit.
When you have like a shotgun, no. In all actuality, you should have a shotgun in every one of your closets. in all actuality, you should have a shotgun where it's going down. However, it's just fucked up.
It's fucked up, bro. It's harder to like even.
It's a fucked up.
It's just a whole fucked up situation. You know what I'm saying? Like we could break it down in different ways.
You just can't have no fucked up ass kids. When you got fucked up kids, then
you got fucked up ass parents.
Nigga, just keep a gun, keep a knife on your side.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Or like you said, have your gun always on you.
On you.
When you go and you leave, that motherfucker should be on you. But then you don't want to leave it.
Or educate your kid like, this is why I have a gun. This is why you shouldn't touch a gun.
Right. You know take them to the range. Have them to, give them all kind of education on, the gun laws.
Yeah.
What weapons are made for. It's for protection. It's not to be on the aggressive. It's all kind of shit you do. But when you got a fucked up kid, you got a fucked up kid. He's 16. He ain't 6.
Yeah.
I think that the school failed because this kid did seem to be showing all the signs that I thought we had been taught to look for when it comes to preventing school shootings.
Joy, I think you make some very profound points. And I would say I think the school administration definitely failed those young people, and they failed to shoot her because things like this don't happen in a vacuum. And one thing that really concerns me is the number of children that allegedly did not show up for school that day, that had appreciation for the fact that they knew something horrible was going to happen. And then for the administrators not to immediately get that child some help, to send him to class.
He made a good point because when I was watching the news, the day the situation happened, parents said, my child told me that, hey, matter of fact, I think the child said that, hey, I don't want to go to school. I don't feel comfortable.
It was this kid. It was this kid there, and he was doing this and that.
Doing this and that. And thank God that the parents took that kid serious. They kid serious. What they said, because a lot of parents,
you better take your ass.
Take your ass to school. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I ain't calling off, nigga. The fuck.
If your child is anywhere between the age of 14 and goddamn 18, you ain't got to take off on no goddamn.
Fucked up, bro. Like a lot of these kids, and there's a lot of these older generations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got too much fucking trust in these schools. They got too many trust with shit in general when it comes to their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't trust their kids' word. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand. Like, mom and dad, I'm fucked up today. I can't go to school. I'm not mentally there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like they got like, and this is where the parents need to take accountability at.
Yeah.
Because one thing I can say, you know what I'm saying, what me and my wife do, and really my wife do, because she's a stay-at-home mom. You know what I'm saying? But she constantly talks to my daughter like, hey, if you're feeling some type of way, let me know. All right? If you need her be in homeschool.
Yeah.
My daughter's 6 years old, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I be trying to tell her, don't let her always use fucking mental health days. But I understand, like, you're not feeling right, she'll tell her, we can take a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter do a good job letting us know every day what's going on, even though she did something wrong. That's one thing about my daughter. Like, I ain't gonna say she never lied to us, but when it been some situations when she did wrong and she did something she ain't supposed to do, she came to her mom, you know what I'm saying, came to me. You know, sometimes I might overreact just a little bit. But you know what I'm saying, she's at least comfortable talking to us. And let me keep it real, bro. A lot of these kids are not comfortable talking to their fucking parents. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these shit, a lot of actions, a lot of the kids, the shit that the kids do, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of parents' fault. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If just having a simple conversation with their kids, talking about their mental, you know what I'm saying, talking about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in school, you know what I'm saying, really being involved in their education, shit like that. So shit like this situation, this is where I would say the parents need to take more accountability at.
No doubt. Well, they in jail now.
Yeah.
You in the jail now. You in jail now.
But not just them, just other parents. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
goddamn. No,
when your kids come to you like it's an issue, fucking take it serious too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What if that parent would have been like, you know what, fuck, so you going to fucking school? I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. And then something happened to him.
Well, a lot of parents do that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
more than a reasonable suspicion to search the backpack, to call police, to have him committed for 72 hours for observation for mental reasons. They had so many tools in their toolbox that they did not take advantage of. They may not be criminally liable, but certainly there's got to be some civil liability from the school administration standpoint.
Let me go back to you, Shaq, for just a moment, because, you know, on that very point, are you hearing from people in the community, from parents, that there was an inkling that something bad was going to happen and that this kid might do something dangerous? Did any of the parents report, are they reporting that they had a sense that something was wrong?
You know, there were definitely those early reports that you heard from parents and from students, some of whom who said they did not go to school because they had some, or they heard something, or they heard about some threat. But I'll tell you, the county sheriff, since the day after the shooting, when he was been asked about this, he says no reports have ever made it to the police department. He says this student, this 15-year-old student, now suspect, was not on law enforcement's radar. We even heard from the superintendent, who said there was no disciplinary record for this student, despite the flags and the red flags that we saw in about the 48-hour period before the shooting occurred. So one thing the sheriff said is that there were some threats that were made and investigated last month, in the middle of last month. But he said once he investigated them, he realized it had nothing to do with this school, and it was a school that didn't even reside, or wasn't even in the state of Michigan. So he believes that there's some mixing up of threats in previous situations. But yes, there's definitely something there, and there's something that it's definitely a sentiment that you hear from parents and from students there, that there was a concern there. And that's, by the way, why you have the prosecutor filing these charges. She said it was the parents and the parents only who knew there was concern about the student, who knew that he thought about shooting people, and then who knew he had access to a gun. And they say, prosecutors saying that because they knew those factors, the parents are criminally liable for this shooting.
And Frank, look,
the shooter's parents.
Oh, shit.
After the shooting, when he was been asked.
And another thing I would say, see, they only talking about, what we know is this is just one day they saw the signs. We don't know that they had seen signs multiple times before that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't tell me out of nowhere this kid just out here, he decided just to show some signs. No, I think this led up to multiple days.
The
before
students already. This is the thing that ain't been said. What was said between him and somebody else? They didn't have shit. It's way deeper than him. They saw him looking up for some damn bullets on the damn internet. Somebody he said something to somebody. Anytime you got people that sit back and be like, yeah, nigga, I ain't going to school tomorrow. You know how kids are, they like goofy as hell. So they were like probably laughing, but they were serious. You know how they are, they like, I'm going to take off. I ain't going to school tomorrow. They probably was laughing or whatever. But when they went home, they got to talking to their parents. We ain't talking about no little bitty kids. We talk about teenagers. So the way the teenagers talk, you know, it's like the motherfuckers they be straight up. They like, Ma, you like, shoot, today we had a conversation and, you know, this weird kid named, whatever that little boy name was, he sat back and gave a threat because they ain't nobody saying that part right there.
Yeah. And this ain't no bullshit at school. Like, I'm sick or I just don't want to.
They were saying
this is some real ass shit.
Happened.
Yeah.
They were saying what actually happened, and that's what's not being explained. What it was that made them students sit back and be like, yeah, that little motherfucker might not be joking tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'm going to come to this motherfucker and I'm going to shoot all you bitches up.
Right. Like, hey, Mom, either I'm not going to school or I'm skipping this motherfucker tomorrow.
I guarantee he said something to the effect of, I'm coming here, I'm shooting this motherfucker. I bet you it was. Not when you got, what was it, like 35% of the damn students was like, I ain't going tomorrow.
Yeah. Ain't no just because it was a website. No.
Nah. So it's a
and
lot.
They probably seen signs way before the fucking school seen the signs.
That day, that he said whatever he said. That's one of the things that ain't been talked about. What was it? What was the exchange that got most of them students? A couple of hundred of them didn't show up to school.
Yeah.
So what got it to a point where a couple of hundred of them said, "Fuck that, y'all crazy."
Right.
Y'all come. Some of the students, most of the students was like,
and then
it is what it is.
Don't most schools like contact parents? Like they see a certain amount of kids not in the school, will they at least contact parents? Like, hey,
it was too late. The motherfucker
was
started shooting.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's kind of like they was putting two and two together. Like, where the fuck is all this shit? Yeah. You're like, wait, did you get to talking? They were like, how many people are missing in your class? It's like 12, 13 people missing in my class. Well, I got 30 people in my class. Nobody showed up for gym. What the hell going on? By the time they got it all figured out, it was like, ah, shit. That's when he came and was like, I'm going to set it on fire. And that's what a lot that hasn't been said.
Yeah.
No reports have ever made it to the police department. He says this student, this 15-year-old student, now suspect, was not on law enforcement.
I like that coat he got on, though. That mug is banging. That shit hard. I like that damn thing. Yeah. All right, then we can go. Yeah, we'll go to the next one.
Rest in peace to them kids too, man. Like
to the family,
everything, man. That shit is.
Our condolences.
That shit is really heartbreaking, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are kids, nigga. When I was in high school, they was just born. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this shit really, like, I've been thinking about this shit basically since it happened. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't wait to, you know what I'm saying, to get on the show and talk about this situation. Because it's a fucked up situation, man. Like, the shit, no kid. Then you gotta think about the kids that's witnessing this shit. They gonna be, this is some trauma that all of these kids gonna have to deal with the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mental health, like, they mental health is on some other shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's fucked up, man. Prayers for everybody, man.
So this was Fox 5, a whole different network, and you will understand what I mean when you see how they ended up spending it their way. Now, if you've seen what was going on with that, MSNBC, liberal, Fox, conservative. Now watch this.
The parents of 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection to the deadly school shooting. This comes after prosecutors say James and Jennifer Crumbley purchased the gun and made it available to Ethan. They claim the parents also failed to intervene when school officials contacted them regarding their son's violent drawings and internet searches for ammunition. According to prosecutors, just minutes after the shooting began, Jennifer Crumbley allegedly texted her son saying, "Don't do it."
The notion that a parent could read those words and also know that their son had access to a deadly weapon that they gave him is unconscionable.
The pair were supposed to be arraigned this afternoon, but...
So, in the last video, they said they was talking about how the weapon was a gift. Now you see, with this, what Fox 5 said, he had access to the weapon. So basically, the weapon was available to him. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't given to him as a gift.
It wasn't given to him as a gift.
They were, yeah. So that's the spin that they have, but it gets even more once we get into the video, and you will see how they have their spin on what they actually think that allegedly happened. The only thing we know that did happen 100 was that little boy killed them kids, and they're now gone. The rest of this stuff is based off of what he said, she said right now. And the only way that we actually going to know exactly what was said is once they compile everything they need to compile and they go into the court of law. One of the things, and before I finish this up, I do got to say this. One of the things we do have to start understanding as U.S. citizens, man, just as U.S. citizens, the law. One of the things that keep us really being fucked up in this world is because of our ignorance of the law.
That's a fact.
We don't understand what our rights actually are, because we keep conflating our rights with what's privilege and liberty.
Yeah, based on emotion. Shit.
Like a lot of people, when they sit back and say America is about, they never say about freedom. You ever notice that when you talk about, well, what do we talk about? Life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness. Ain't nothing in there to say anything about freedom. Ain't nothing in there said anything about rights. And one of the things about rights is just like power. It's never given to you. You have to take it. And the only way you can take your rights is to know what your rights are. The only way you can take power is to actually understand how to get power. It is never ever given to you. It is always transferred, but it's basically seized. You have to take power. Ain't nobody giving you fucking power. And if they always give you something and you conceive it and you actually think it's power, you better think again. That is a liberty. Anything that's given to you is a liberty. It's a gift. But anything that you take, now that's freedom. That's power. And a lot of us don't know anything about it because one of the things that we have ignorance of, and that's as a whole, law. If we simply understand law and actually know law, and I ain't even talking about like in-depth Black's law and all this shit, just shit that we supposed to know.
Yeah.
We should already know what our amended rights are. We should already know what all these things that is granted to us. Something that was given to us as soon as we was born on this soil. It wasn't given to us. It's something that we already, it's kind of like transferred. Power, you never, power and freedom and all these different things, you have to take all that shit. And one of the things about freedom is that when you have what they call financial freedom, that's a form of freedom. Don't let nobody else tell you nothing different. People, you could never be free. Yeah, you can. How?
Yeah.
I know people that was in prison and they were free. Why?
Yeah.
They mind.
They mind.
That's why when they get out, they soar. You see some people, man, I've seen some great shit come from people that was that came out of prison. Some of the most greatest shit that I've ever seen. Because you ain't got shit to do but to read, condition your mind, your body.
Yeah.
You got a chance to actually, and some people be like, boy, when I get out, I'm gonna apply all this shit that I learned. And I've seen it happen, dog. And I'm like, this motherfuckers actually went. It took for them to go and get incarcerated for them to be truly free.
Yeah.
But
that's
they, in a lot of it, because one of the things that they end up learning in prison is law. They end up learning that shit. I know some dudes, man. They know the law for real. And I ain't talking about, you get to talking about that jailhouse law, them jailhouse lawyers and shit like, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about somebody that actually read law books, man. They was like, fuck it. They started out reading with the Quran, Bible. And then they just got to a point where they were just like, let me start reading what them 5%ers read. And guess what they read? Law. Black's Law, Oxford Law, all of that shit that they do. And what happens, and even when it comes down like with these parents, even if they did have the whole thing about like with weapons, it's a beautiful thing, man, to learn about how to protect yourself using not just weapons, but to be able to use your hands, to be able to use martial arts, to be able to learn how to eat in case this world starts to flip on us, how to, survive. This ain't surviving what we doing right now. This is just living. Some shit start happening to us, you're gonna learn how to survive. But a lot of people don't know it because we know nothing about our right. All we know, because like I said, all we know is, that's not right. That type of right. Yeah. That ain't fair.
That ain't fair. We use our emotions.
No, the world ain't built to be fair for us, man. No. It's built to be. Look, if you never ever, I've never in my life seen a guy that did great things that didn't suffer from them great things. I just never saw it. I ain't never seen a motherfucker that was rich and this motherfucker ended up being just this great dude. Never saw it. Everybody that had like some type of greatness that they're really, really good. I'm talking about that helps other people. That's what I mean by greatness. I don't give a fuck about how much money you make. You're doing that for yourself. A great person, you're doing something for other people. That's what a great person is. It's just like when people talk about, love. People, they talking about unconditional love. That shit is almost non-existing, bro.
Man, that shit ain't real.
It's real.
I mean, it's real.
But this is the frequency is at. Yeah. To do something for somebody that ain't even here yet.
Yeah. Or somebody you just first met.
No, somebody ain't here. You know who the person that ain't here yet? Your unborn kids. That's where that comes from. And a generation of children that's going to eventually be adults. To do something for those, to die, to give your life, to and when we say give your life, you don't just sit there and lie on the sword. What you do is you fight tooth and nail for whatever it is you believe in, knowing I ain't gonna make it. But before I get the fuck up out of here, I'm about to make a mark. It's kind of like what that little boy did when he did it on the devilish side. Yeah. I'm going out with a blaze. Before I do it, I'm taking somebody with me. That's the opposite of unconditional love. That shit right there is being indifferent. That's not giving a fuck about nobody else because you're going through whatever you're going through. But when you can do something for somebody else, such as you go out here, what we was talking about before, rights to vote.
Yeah.
You do some things where you like, we need a change. And in order for us to get a change, we got to do something that's going to shake up this community or this world. But we know we ain't going to make it. That's what motherfuckers did. And they sat back and was like, I can't be afraid. I already know I'm going to run into this motherfucking fire, but I'm about to run with a whole bunch of, like 3 buckets of water. They coming right behind me. We all going to run together. We going to try to put this whole fucking fire out with these buckets of water. Now, I'm going to get burnt up in the middle of this shit. And he might get burnt up too. But somebody going to come out victorious. And if they come out victorious, we out victorious. That's what that means when somebody say, I lay my life down for a person. Not that I'm going to shoot myself because I love you. That's dumb. But when you can do something that's going to make a difference, at least in your mind, it's going to make a difference for somebody that ain't even here yet, for a group of people that ain't even made it yet. That's what being great is about. To create a company that's going to employ hundreds of people.
Yeah.
That ain't even, you don't know them. That's doing great shit. That's building. That's what they mean by building. So, I don't know. I went on a fucking tangent, man. Let me get back to what we doing here so we can get up out of here. We already at the 213.
Yeah, it look like we ain't going to talk about the other stuff.
Now cannot find them. A manhunt.
That shit is short. We'll be able to get that. But let's go ahead and finish this one right here.
Is now underway. This despite the parents' lawyers saying they had left town for their own safety, but are returning to face the charges. Now, with so many legal questions to unpack, we want to bring in Fox 5's Katie Barlow. Katie, we all know you are a lawyer, so you can help us understand how significant it is that parents are being charged in this case. How often do we see things like this?
Well, Rob, we really don't see this happen. In fact, I can't think of a time off the top of my head where we've seen a school shooting like the one that happened in Michigan, where the parents are charged related to that school shooting. And I think here is different. And you heard from the prosecutor, McDonald, just a moment ago, why it is different. The parents in this case not only purchased the gun, I understand, for their 15-year-old child, but they also, provided additional access to that that weapon, and they didn't, despite showing up to the school that morning, I understand they didn't search his bag for the gun after there was some indication that he was threatening violence, that he was not feeling well. He had drawn, as you said, a couple of problematic images. And so the parents not only provided him with the weapon, I believe as an early Christmas present, but they didn't guard his access to that weapon, even on school property, check to see if he had it. So there were a lot of instances where the parents, at least from what we see right now, of course, they are innocent until proven guilty, but there were several instances here where the parents could have stepped in and perhaps stopped this horrendous tragedy.
Yeah, and I also wonder about the school, what they could have done more when they asked the parents to take their child home that day, but they declined, and the school just allowed them to let their son stay at school. But that's another subject. But I want to also ask you about the Michigan law as it pertains to minors having access to guns and ammunition. Explain a little bit about that.
Sure. And Rob, I think you make a good point about schools and their role here. If we're talking about potentially prosecuting the parents when there were multiple instances where they could have involved themselves, I think there's also a conversation happening right now about potentially prosecuting schools. Sometimes school systems and individuals get sued civilly by parents of victims or other individuals related or that fell victim to shootings. But the school system and the school administrators and individuals there are also a part of this conversation. Now, the Michigan law, and I'm not an expert on Michigan law, but my understanding is that Michigan actually does not have a law about preventing access to weapons in a home to minors. And there are dozens of laws across the United States. All 50 states have different laws here. They're allowed to have different precautions and different laws and how they control access to guns and how guns are supposed to be held. And dozens of states have laws where if you have a gun in the home, it has to be locked up and it has to be kept separate from the ammunition and not able to be fired when you have a minor.
That ain't in Michigan, goddammit, and that'd have been the dumbest shit. That's the dumbest fucking law ever. You gonna have your gun, and then you gotta get to your weapon. It gotta be a separate from where your ammunition is separate from where your goddamn gun is. That's that dumbass law. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Or it gotta be locked up.
Locked up. Yeah.
It's for my fucking protection.
Yeah. So that's the case. What's the point of having a gun?
And the craziest thing is, you would think that people in the damn suburbs will be like, yeah, I gotta have this motherfucker readily available. Why? Because those are where a lot of the damn home invasions happen.
Hell yeah, the nice houses.
They be in there.
Yeah,
It just happened. My man. I should have did the
his wife.
Yeah, what's his name? And his wife got shot because she was in the house with the home invaders was there.
Shit was fucking heartbreaking.
That's crazy.
That's great. That lady ain't. It's like that lady ain't really no threat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they shot her.
Had,
like I said, had she had access to a motherfucking shot, fuck a goddamn pistol. That's what I said. See, the thing is, a lot of people don't know this too, especially in Michigan. You don't need shit to have a goddamn a shotgun. You don't need no type of license. Nothing. Gotta have many closets.
Yeah.
Motherfucker come in this motherfucker, they gonna have to deal with some shit. That's it. If that lady had access to having, she didn't have to have a pistol and all of that shit. She would have had that shotgun. Let me tell you something. That shit, when you set that shit off, even if it don't get nobody, the sound of that damn gun. Look at the my man, Hitman,
legendary music executive Clarence Avant's wife. Yeah, shot and killed during the home invasion. Yes. That shit is, man.
Look what happened with what's his name, Hitman, the rapper, from Wildin' Out. His girlfriend.
Yeah, she just got shot in the home invasion. A lot of these rappers in LA, like, yes, it's a.
And he had
it's a real story, man.
He had an AR. He had the AR. And he was telling this girl, just shoot.
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke.
You know
get what I'm saying? And they talking about having, man, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We can keep going on and on and on. And you hear how they speak, and it's like, see, on paper, it sounds good. But when you in the shit, that shit, let me find my motherfucking bullets so I can get at you. Hold on for a minute, motherfucker. They ain't about to wait on you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got the gun and now you ain't got no bullets. You like Barney Fife up in this motherfucker now.
Minor in the home, whether that's your own child or another child, another minor that's visiting your home. And my understanding is not only did Michigan not have a lax law like that, they just didn't have a law on the books. So I think that's another conversation, again, for legislators.
Remember when I told you? Better pay attention to how motherfuckers be trying to turn this shit?
Yeah.
Where's this turning into? Law. Gun laws.
Yeah, gun laws.
Has nothing to do. How many times did they speak of those kids?
None at all. Not much.
Look where she's at.
Not much.
Legislators to be having in that state
they
about how
gun
they
laws.
can try and prevent something like this from happening again there.
Yeah, Katie Barlow, so many questions to
guns ain't the problem. It's the
to be
stupid
answered and
motherfuckers that
unravel
got the
how
guns.
this whole thing.
Man, this shit gets crazy, and every time we have an incident like this, like, I'm just not such a conspiracy theory to be like, this shit was set up. I don't want to have those type of conversations. I want to have real life conversations. And one of the things that, like you were saying, that shit, for some odd reason, it really started to bother me. But it bothered both of us in different ways. It bothered me where I'm like, they're going to keep using the citizens, our tragedy, to push whatever agenda that they fucking got. That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, man, them parents need to be held accountable like a motherfucker. But you're not going to have me have my emotions talking about lock them up under the jail, throw away the fucking jail and all that shit. No. Because motherfuckers need to learn. For one, we all are connected to each other, even when we don't want to. That's why I don't like having none of that stupid ass talk. Race this and race that. Fuck that. Let's talk about human beings. Let's talk about motherfuckers where when you talking about what happened to those doggone children, what happened to them, man. I'm like, you know, if you think about it, you in school. This is what's really fucked up.
Supposed to feel safe.
I haven't. Not in high school. I'm telling you.
And that's what I'm saying. You're supposed to.
Right.
I've been plenty of times I didn't feel safe.
It never was. And as much as I love my school, I'm telling you,
bro,
it was times I used to go to my school. It felt like every day
it's gonna be a long day.
It's gonna be a motherfucker. And not when I'm in the school, I'm cool. It's getting to school, in front of the school, behind the school, after school. I'm at practice, I get off, I'm at practice at 6. I don't get out of there till about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I gotta catch the bus home. Nigga, it was just the fact that I was young. Like, being the person I am right now, I couldn't be catching no fucking bus at no 9 o'clock at motherfucking night, and in the wintertime or in the fall time, and I'm on the bus stop, knowing on the bus stop what happens on the bus stop on Finkel, McNichols, 7 Mile, Grand River.
So mean.
So I can just imagine they in the school and this motherfucker, they got this weird ass little kid with this goddamn gun, letting, you know, it's like, nigga, that's, you don't never, it do something to you when you don't. And the thing is that they don't even have, it's like they had guns and shit like that. I've been in a situation, hostile situation, war. I've been in not Saudi, Bosnia, where we seen some different shit, some shit we wasn't expecting. We trying to get peace, and next thing you know, you got fucking big ass riots and shit like that. And these motherfuckers throwing. I thought that was the funniest shit in the world until we had rocks thrown at us. Like, niggas can kill you with them type of rocks they got. Them rocks, they throwing Molotov cocktails. And some people got guns, some people don't. But we had weapons, so we could fire back. Now imagine you don't have a fucking weapon and you in an enclosed area where there's one fucking exit. And some motherfucker that goes to the school comes in off his motherfucking rocker. Not only did he point the fucking gun at people, he starts shooting. And you seen somebody just fall and your heart just drops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we gonna waste our time talking about we gonna sit there and fuck them parents. That's man. First and foremost, let's let the smoke clear. The parents are in jail now.
Yeah.
The son is in jail now.
Yeah.
Let the law do what the law does.
Focus on these kids.
Let's focus on the kids, man.
Yeah,
let's focus on
the school system
policies.
Yeah.
Let's not fuck the gun law.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna do shit. Let's focus on policies. Let's start getting these kids some goddamn help. Not just kids.
And earn these kids and parents trust again.
Let's get these parents some goddamn mental help. All these goddamn people. Just because you're a fucking parent don't mean you qualify to be a fucking parent.
That's a fact. I want to say one more thing, bro. And I've been seeing this shit on the internet. A lot of you motherfuckers, I keep seeing you say some shit like, well, only the reason why he's doing this because he's white. Only white people is known for doing this shit.
Right.
Now, hey, so far, the majority of these shooters, okay, yeah, they have been white. But y'all got to stop this dumb shit, bro. Just because, especially black folks. Black folks are the last people to talk about what the fuck black people don't do. You know what I'm saying? Anybody is capable of doing anything.
Only thing we don't do the way people don't do, we don't put raisins and grapes in our goddamn
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you motherfuckers something. Y'all don't be talking that bullshit when these niggas out here killing these kids. Niggas that can't fucking shoot, killing these kids, quote unquote, our black communities. Cause they after somebody else they have beef with, but since niggas can't shoot, they just shooting everywhere. Fucking kids are dying because of niggas dumb shit. So all that bullshit y'all niggas be talking about, oh yeah, you should. I'm not surprised he's white because only white people do this shit. No, fuck that shit, bro. Anybody that's fucked up mentally, been through trauma, you know what I'm saying? Anybody's fucked up. Anybody is fucking capable of doing anything. The nicest person in the world is capable of doing some fucked up shit. And I'm so sick of y'all niggas fucking always bringing race to this shit. Knowing damn well as black people, we fucked up. So shut the fuck up with that bullshit, bro. Like, for real. Yeah, that's my little rant.
Word. All right, man. I think we had squoze the juice out of this motherfucker.
Man. Yeah,
right
we
here.
did, man. Rest in peace to some kids that lost life. Prayers to the family that lost their kids. Prayers to the kids that to fucking witness that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? And then we talked about Clarence, my wife. Rest in peace to her.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that shit, man. Man, I don't even got the words for that, but yeah, man. That's we gotta.
Crazy.
At the end of the day,
don't let them take our damn rights, man. I'm telling you, it's coming down the pipeline.
And we gotta.
If you in Michigan, do not let them touch them right. We gotta start finding out what these proposals gonna be about, man. We got to start finding out when I'm not the one to tell you not to vote. Fuck that shit. I'm the one to tell you fuck that presidential shit, all that crazy ass shit. No, but your local shit and the shit that goes on in the states, we have to be able to go and understand these proposals and what we're voting for and the people that we're voting for in our state. If you don't do anything else, at least look locally and look in your state and start really doing that. Don't let them start taking away our rights, man. I'm telling you, we messed up on a couple of things, especially when it comes down to auto insurance, especially when it comes down to these doggone laws that they have. Remember the doggone, what was that one shit that they had, the damn driver's responsibility shit? That shit fucked us up, man. And we voted, and it was crazy because I remember going, because I had that shit on my shit. And I remember I was complaining to a lady working at the Secretary of State. And I was just like, this don't make no sense. How they can just, and this was some years ago too. I was like, how can they just put this doggone responsibility? You pay the ticket and you pay it's like you paying a ticket 4 times. And she said, that's up to y'all. You voted for it. I was like, I ain't vote for shit. She said, you did. She said, you better look at that proposal. You better look at what you did. And I went and I looked at that last proposal they had on there, and sure enough, they had it where, and it was, I can't remember the name of it, what proposal it was, but this was like in like 2008. And that's what got me to the point where I was just like, no, man, I got to start paying attention to what the hell I'm doing when it comes down to this.
Local shit's way up.
And I'm not going to not fucking vote. That's dumb too. If you sit there and vote, you got to know how to vote. Yeah. I'm a, look, man, and I'm going to get off this rant, but if you live in America, you better just consider yourself an American. It ain't never going to be 100% right. It ain't gonna never be 100% fair. It's just never gonna be that. But you can't keep acting like you a third, what they call it, a third party citizen.
Yeah.
If you here, you better start taking your motherfucking rights and quit waiting for somebody to give you something. You better start looking and understanding that if you have American citizenship, you better start learning the laws, man. Yeah. Little by little. I don't give a fuck. I'm never gonna have that conversation with nobody else that sit back and talking about they ain't gonna let us. Ain't nobody gonna let you do shit. Ain't nobody gonna let you do a goddamn thing when it comes down to it. You gotta take it. And if you trying to be someone that's like, okay, black people need to stick together, first and foremost, we got to get rid of all this shit that divides us. We got too much shit out here in America that divides us. So until we get rid of that shit, I'm an American. And I'm for my family.
And we start taking accountability.
And I'm for anybody that's
off
for
our
me.
Bullshit. I ain't trying to hear none of that pro-black shit y'all niggas be on.
I ain't got to be pro.
Fuck
I'm
that
already
shit.
black.
I'm already black.
So that's what it
Y'all
is.
fake ass, woke ass niggas, man.
We're going to talk about that too. I'm gonna put you up on that one. That's a good motherfucking hookup too.
What?
That kind. We'll talk about it after this
Okay.
show. But let's get on a lighter note, man. Let's get on some shit, man, where we can end this off on some ratchet shit.
Yeah.
After talking about
Verzuz.
Shit. This Verzuz shit was the funniest shit ever, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I called it and didn't even know that I was as right as I was. That shit was crazy. The first Verzuz that they had a fight. And I sat back and I was like, nah, it was a little swabble. And the people, no, somebody threw a goddamn, if somebody threw a goddamn punch, it was a fight. I don't care how little it was. And I'm going to tell you right now.
Juicy Zay with the shits.
Yeah, but it was whoever that was in that white shirt was about to. If he was gonna get on Busy Bone.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Let's talk. Let's get into it right quick. Versus, it was Bone Thugs versus 3-6 Mafia, 666, and they got into one song. Bone Thugs got into this one song. And after that, Busy Bone.
Y'all ugly ass niggas don't keep mocking me, nigga.
He sat back and said something to 3-6 Mafia. Juicy J gave him the ultimate disrespect, and you already know what it is. He invited him to his penis. And when you do that to a man, you gotta be
ready with
man.
that. You gotta be ready. You either ready to die
when
or
the shit goes down,
pick violence, nigga.
you better be.
And that's why I know Juicy J was a shit, because nigga was like, man, suck my dick and drop the next song.
It's
nigga.
disrespect.
Yeah, it's disrespect.
It's just like slapping a dude instead of punching him. That's where it. And the thing was that Busy, for one, is crazy.
First off, I didn't even see where they disrespect them at, where they was knocking them out.
I think he was talking about when I think that was Juicy J and Gangsta Boo. They were dancing and they were twirling while Bone Thugs was doing a little joint. And I seen them doing that. They was dancing.
Oh, they was dancing. That's what the fuck he was talking about?
Yeah.
Nigga.
So then that's when he went and he said what he said. But, because we can show it a couple of times because it ain't going to be that long. But I just want to show the first time. Let's just let this shit roll right quick, man. Let's go ahead and let it roll.
I'm fucked up. Got me buzzed.
Hey, yo. Hey, before we even get started, you ugly motherfuckers ain't finna be mocking me while I'm on motherfucking stage. Like, straight the fuck up.
Nigga, suck my dick.
And gangsta boo.
Suck my dick. What the fuck?
So everybody thought he threw a water at him at first. That was the microphone he threw at him. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Just and
them Memphis niggas ain't no hoes.
Listen. Busy Bone. On one end, I'll be like, yeah, when the shit go down, I want him to be on my side because he gonna ride or die. On the flip side of that coin, you can't take his ass nowhere.
Man, put us on game because I don't know too much about this.
So the thing is, Busy, he left the group a couple of times. A lot of stuff that happened to him from his childhood that traumatized the shit out of him. So when I say he's crazy, I'm not saying it just to be saying it. I'm saying, he's diagnosed clinically. I don't know if it's just schizophrenia or bipolar, but nigga didn't take his pills on some real ass shit. And he's always been that member that pop off real hard because, that's just what it is with him. Like, he done got into it with a couple of people, man. Like, I don't know if you remember when he had the beef with the mumble rappers. This is when that mumble rap shit, and, it was some rappers that he was going back and forth with, saying that, he started, all of this flipping the tongue and all that shit. And they was like, shut your old ass up. And, they was like, nigga, get it. And they was going back and forth. So he comes on a video one time and he was just like, I'm the wrong one for y'all to be fucking around talking and shit with. I'm an OG. And he was talking about how much he was an OG. And he came out with this big ass, long ass rifle. And it's kind of like he was trying to.
Hey, the realest shit Gilly the Kid said, right? He was like, you ain't an OG. You are not an OG if you're not showing these young niggas love. I'm firing this fucking liquor kicking in. But no, you're not an OG if you're not showing these young niggas love. You just an old flea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
the
thing is that he's still like I said, man, he had a lot of shit. He was on some real ass shit to go back on his history. I don't know if you ever seen, who Bill Wash is?
No.
All right, so Bill Wash, his son in the 80s or the 70s, like the late 70s, early 80s, I can't remember, but his son came up missing. And Bill Wash, he had the To Find a Predator or some shit like that. I'll show you. Matter of fact, let me show you some shit right quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I can put it up here. So anyway, Busy and his siblings were kidnapped by his mother's boyfriend for some years. And they were abused and all kind of shit for some years. And Bill Wash found him. He was on, I'll show you. I'm just have to show you. What was Bill Wash? Go here. Yeah, it was let me see. Bear with me, people. I just need to bring this up. So let me see how much is this. All right, so this is who Bill Wash is.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yep. So let me
I
just
never knew his name. That's
so
all.
he was on Sway.
Yeah. I never saw this video. It's back in 2012.
Okay, so yeah, but it's they got the whole thing on here. Hold on. All right, so let me go here. All right, so I'm gonna let this tell and then we go back forth. But anyway, let's go.
Yeah, it's on you.
Oh shit.
7-year-old Brian McCain was one of the dozens of missing children whose pictures were shown at the end of the made-for-TV movie about Adam Walsh. Because someone in Oklahoma recognized his picture that night.
Yeah, he had American Most Wanted, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
So he did it because his son Adam Walsh.
Yeah, he died.
No, he was kidnapped and beheaded.
Yeah.
That was his son. So that's what made him do his show.
Yeah.
And he found Busy, which is Brian McCain. That's who they talking about. But let's finish.
Brian and his 2 sisters were rescued and returned to their mother. That was 19 years ago. This is Brian McCain today. He's known worldwide as Busy Bone.
Busy Bone,
yep,
from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Big group in the 90s. People didn't even know that he was abducted as a kid.
Yep.
And he made a song and dedicated it to you, right?
It was a real honor to, and he said, "I'm back where I'm supposed to be because of you. All the things you were doing," and I was honored that he talked about it, and he it was fantastic. He's quite a guy.
Yeah, John Walsh is here. His Twitter address is at 1-800-CRIME-TV. We got to take a couple of calls, and then real quick, I want to get your opinion on the Aton Pates case. That the Pates family have been waiting. How many years?
33 years.
33 years
for some type of ending to that case.
And it came back to surface in recent months. And at first, initially, they thought it was the one guy, the janitor, who was very friendly with Aton. But
they talking about something else. But that's who Bill Walsh was.
Yeah.
They got a whole lot of shit that's on there. When if you've seen I was trying to find something that was short that can actually show the whole thing about with him and Bill Walsh. I don't know, that's take too long.
But I got what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was. But so that's one of the things where I can sit back and say, no, man, he got some real issues.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I know for a fact, and this is to sum up. Before we go ahead and get up out of here, we have to start. We got to start listening more and talking less. We have to start being more observant so we can actually be responsive and not reactive. Right now, the majority of us in the world are way more reactive. That's what gets us in a lot of trouble. When we are more reactive to shit, one of the things and I work on this all the time, and it comes from a philosopher by the name of Krishnamurti, Judah Krishnamurti. Shout out to him. He died at like 86. And I was put on to him by a fellow YouTuber and personality, Zoe Williams. Shout out to him too, Zoe Williams. And one of the things that I heard Krishnamurti say was that when someone asks us a question, we should not be so quick to respond. We should listen to what they said, and we should, before we answer, we should explore what's been asked of us before we make a response. If we practice that, man, I'm telling you, it'll be a lot less arguments, a lot less people saying, I'm sorry. Because think about everything now that's going on in the world. It's all knee-jerk shit. Somebody say something, it shocks people, and then they want to respond. And it's easy for people to respond now. Why? Because you got social media. But half the shit that if you had to come and talk to somebody in their face or they can touch you, you wouldn't be you'll be thinking about what the fuck you gonna say to them. That's why you hear people that sit back and they, on one end, they try to be politically correct. On the other end, they want to be reactive. It's time out for all of that shit. Because what happens is that the people that are in that power, that psychological power, people that's in marketing, media, all these things that move our ass, that's how they capitalize on us. From our reaction. Not our responses, because a response is something different. But a reaction, man, that shit gets us in trouble every motherfucking time. That's how people get into fights.
Yeah.
That's how people get killed. And like the young brother, King Von.
Yeah.
He had no business being where he was at, being reactive. Period. What are we trying to fight each other for? He going out there to square up with somebody.
Especially
to catch the fade.
Especially when you're the breadwinner. Yeah,
you shouldn't even be doing what they doing. At the end of the day, y'all should have been getting money together, not fighting each other.
You should hire people for that bullshit.
And now he can't learn. And me and my mom, we have a conversation all the time. She say, people gonna have to learn. They gotta learn these lessons. I say sometimes people don't get fortunate enough to learn a lesson. That's it. That's the end of the motherfucking. The thing is that a lot of people are unfortunate when it comes down to them learning a lesson. But guess what? Because we all are connected, the other person is going to learn the lesson through them. They were sacrificed sometimes. Sometimes you just sacrificed.
Yeah.
You're sacrificed so somebody else don't go your way, go your route. We got to stop being so fucking reactive. We got to start being more responsive. In order to do that, we got to start being more observant. And once we start observing things and we start really listening to what is asked of us, when people say, well, what, you tell them what these problems is, and you be like, well, what's the solution? That's the easiest question. The solution is in the problem. Every problem, the solution is in it. Guaranteed. The solution is in the problem. You know what? I'm tired of people killing each other. And somebody come to you and be like, well, what do you suggest the solution to be? What's the solution? Stop killing each other.
It'll be that simple. But people think it's a goddamn kumbaya type of shit.
No.
Like, stop doing this shit.
But that's my whole thing before we close this out, man. We got to stop being so responsive. So reactive. Start being more responsive. But in order for us to be more responsive, we have to be more observant. Period. I hate that word now.
What?
Period.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say, man.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
We didn't get to touch on this because we didn't do a show.
Dolph.
Weeks.
Yeah.
But man, all right. We're not gonna be too long on this. But R.I.P. to young Dolph, man. I really fuck with Dolph, man. Same reason why I fuck with Nipsey is pretty much the same reason why I fuck with young Dolph. Independent artist, you know what I'm saying? He did everything he got was from the mud, you know what I'm saying? He didn't he believed in himself, he had multiple business. I'm really saddened just not for what happened to him, but I'm saddened for his kids, his wife, you know what I'm saying? And once again, some kids have to grow up without their dad, you know what I'm saying? It's really unfortunate, man. I feel like now when it comes to rappers, this is really a constant thing when it comes to rappers. So, my prayers go out to him and his family, his kids. We gotta stop this shit, man. When it comes to, and a lot of y'all don't believe in this shit, but when it comes to this black on black crime, man, I take this way more fucking serious. Might ruffle some feathers, but more than when I hear about police, killing black people. I'm sorry, I take this shit way more serious when I hear, somebody that look like me get killed by somebody else that look like somebody else black. So R.I.P. to Dolph, the whole city of Memphis.
Absolutely.
It's a fucked up situation.
Yeah, we gotta do better as people, man, especially in America. We gotta change the game.
Yeah, man. Black Lives Matter it shouldn't be fucking one sided. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish y'all just stop that bullshit when it comes to Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah.
All right, folks, we about to get up out of here. Hey, go ahead, man. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh yeah, man. You can follow me on Instagram, thankful_Robert.
Find us.
What we know _podcast.
You can find me at DJ_JIGTYTE. That's DJ Jig Tight. JIGTYTE. And you can also go, and I will be posting this on the other channel, DJ Jig Tight. You can just go there also. We're trying to get both of these damn channels up, man, so we can get that 100, that 1,000. Not that 100, but 1,000. We're just trying to get 1,000 right now.
Shout out. We got 725 subscribers.
Trying to get to that 1,000, yes.
Hey, man, this is fucking lit, man. You know what I'm saying? We just getting started. And I'm telling you, man, this shit mean a lot because I know a lot of people getting started and shit, they struggling to get fucking 300, 500, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, we just going to continue to bring more content, you know what I'm saying? Going to continue to stay humble, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all just fucking with us, you know? So, yeah, man, what we know, man, we growing, man, you know what I'm saying?
And don't forget to smash that like, man.
Yeah, man, roll to
hit
1,000,
the like,
yeah.
Hit the share, all of that, you know what I'm saying? So, I had to do that. I had to do like you, nigga. That's your saying, right? You know that, right?
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah, that is. Yeah, man. So.
All right, man. Let's get the hook up out of here. We're going to see y'all next week.
Yeah. Same day, next Saturday.
Yes, sir. If you want to be a guest on here, man, just inbox us. Either one of us, me or Robert. You can DM me at JIG, DJ_JIGTYTE _Rob at
thankful_Robert. What we need to do, what we gonna do, we gonna really get that email set up. We got some big things coming in the future, man, setup wise, you know what I'm saying? Things we're gonna make some changing about, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, if you wanna be a guest, you know what I'm saying, wanna be a sponsor, you know what I'm saying, hit us up, man. So what we know podcast, you know.
Hell yeah. Follow us on all three of those links, man. And actually you can go, if you look on this screen up at the top over here, you can hit one of those links because we got both of our links and we got all three of the links for IG, and we'll be having videos on there also, man. But again, I appreciate everybody that's looking at that. Whenever you look at this channel, hit that like and share.
Yeah,
most definitely, bro. That's it, Rob. I'm through with it, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, much love. Hey, man. Love life, live life. You know what I'm saying? And be truthful to yourself.
And zippity dippity doo-dah.
Yeah. Right.
All right, man. We out of here.
Love,
Peace out.
Love.